parts in Nigeria are you from?
The eastern part.
Where? Where in the eastern part?
Is
Where in the eastern part? We need to know where this was happening, where people were.
No, it is happening in Nigeria as a whole.
No.
Go and make no. Listen, ma'am. Ma'am, listen, ma'am. Go and verify. Go and verify what I'm telling you. I'm telling you with facts.
I'm telling you that is not true.
Ma'am, which brought in Mary Slessor? Which brought in Mary Slessor?
It was not true.
My God, yeah.
Listen, what you're saying only happened in one very small area of Nigeria. Let me mute you, please. Let me mute you. Why? It's too noisy in your background. Too noisy. When people start spreading this kind of misinformation, it is detrimental to our people. It is detrimental. Ola Kalu, hello. So, okay, so we're talking about Mary Slessor, right? Mary Slessor, right? Mary Slessor was a missionary, and she was not a nice person, in my opinion. So, let's see what information I can find on Mary Slessor. Who was Mary Slessor? So she was a Scottish Presbyterian missionary to West Africa. She advocated to improve conditions for women and worked tirelessly to protect Native children. So among her notable achievements was putting an end to the abusive tribal practice of twin infanticide. Let me see where she worked. So she was in Calabar.
Yes.
So she was only in Calabar. So how can you say Mary Slessor ended the unaliving of twins from the Igbo tribe? It's misinformation.
I didn't say. I think you asked me my tribe. I told you she came in as a missionary, and that missionary I tagged it in my own perspective as a development. Now, when she came in, she found herself in Calabar, in a city where we call Calabar now. Now, in that region where she found herself, she discovered that if you give birth to a twin, if you give birth to twins, they are being killed. And she fought tirelessly to stop it.
How did she fight? How did she do it? How did she end the unaliving of twins? Hey Zod, no, I haven't got my account back. This is my the Godless Dating account. So you have to follow this one for the next few days. I'm going to be here. So yes, please follow this one. I'm going to be here for the next few days. Hey Zod. Zod, good to see you. Yeah, I need to know this here.
It's a shame that this man thinks that Africans waited for a white person to come tell them that analyzing with twins is not a good thing. You make it seem like we had no brains. We had to wait for them to come tell us what's good, what's bad.
Ma'am, I stand to be corrected. Ma'am, I start to be corrected.
Wait, hold on. Chinua, hold on. Olalekon Awe, please, I need you to give this man that information. You said Calabars, they are not Igbos. Please, for your information, I completely agree. But this man is trying to tell us that this was all over, right? This was all over.
Yeah, but she came to Nigeria, ma'am. Look at my perspective.
How did Mary Slessor end the unaliving of twins?
She came. No, this you are now getting into another subject.
No, I'm not. You said she was the one.
When I spoke to you.
Oh no, hold on, please. I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
How did she end the unaliving of twins? How did that happen? How did she do it? How did she do it? How did Mary Slessor? So, guys, think about it. Mary Slessor is a Presbyterian missionary who was from a good for, well, her father was a good for nothing drunk. Her father was a good for nothing drunkard. Home life was horrible. Her family was very poor, right? Mary Slessor. Family was the only thing that she could, find to do was let me go and jump on the ship. The people that are going to go and help those barbarians in that continent they call Africa. Let me go and help them, right? So she jumps on the ship to come and help these people over here. Home life is bad. She couldn't even, to feed in their house. Could not eat 3 square meals. So me, I want to know how this person that did not have children, right? That didn't have, babies of her own. How did she come along to Calabar and end this twin? Because, when you hear the stories from the colonizers, you need to ask, does it make sense? Does the story make sense that this white lady who, came from a very horrible home life now comes? How did she do it? How did she do it? Then when you start asking this question, you start to realize that, the stories, they have more holes than a basket. So how did she end it?
She might end it maybe through a campaign, through one-on-one conversation.
Campaign.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't there, but that's my own opinion. But remember, I brought in an example of what the missionary did for us. Now the missionary have done their part and they've gone. It's left for us to think if what they have brought for us is good, and if it is good, we can reshape it to fit into our culture. Yeah, it is. Like your what attracts to me is that God in Africa is a scam. I now ask you, does it mean that God in other continent, because you use the word Africa, does it mean that God in other continent is a true God?
I've already explained that to you.
Yeah, that is what. Yes, ma'am.
My explanation to you is the God that they brought to us, right? And Fasami, this is my other account, Godless Dating account. I've just quickly jumped on here, right? So the God that they brought to Africa, the fact that this God had to be brought on a ship, on a boat, through trade, through word of mouth, through whatever, however, this God was brought over to us. The fact that they will have to bring this God, we didn't know this God. We had no connection to this God, but he was brought over there. That goes to show that it was someone's idea to bring this God over to us, right? So Chinua, why would you trust a God? Thank you, Fasami. Why would you trust a God that was brought to you on a boat?
Also, I want to add in there, do you honestly think that the YT people had your best interest in mind and really wanted to bring you a God to make you better? Do you really think that is what they wanted?
Excuse me, sorry, but white people didn't bring Christianity or Islam to Africa.
Sorry?
I'm saying white people did not bring Christianity to Africa. She said white people did.
Who brought it? Who brought Christianity?
Middle Eastern traders and Africans.
They brought Christianity.
If anything, I think if there is a one true God in the world that would choose a land or a specific place to send a messenger of God, I think Palestine or the Holy Land is a perfect place because it's a crossroads between 3 continents. Geographically, Palestine is situated north of Egypt, east is Asia, and north is Europe. It's just the perfect place. It's the easiest place where you can send a messenger and have that messenger deliver the message to the whole world.
Send a message of what?
Like a prophet, I'm saying, a prophet. If you send a prophet,
Mhm.
and then the people, they just spread the message of that prophet.
Sorry, what's the the prophet saying?
That there's just one God worthy of worship, and that people shouldn't worship idols or statues or stones.
Then why is there 45,000 different gods now?
Yeah, and why are we worshiping just one God? For what?
Yeah.
Why one?
Yeah. Yeah, but like Christianity, the Abrahamic religions have proven to be the most prevalent. They spread in the world like wildfire. If you bring me old African gods from, let's say, 10,000 years ago, why did these gods did not make it to the rest of the known world?
They're still
And why
there.
did
They're still there, Karine. They're still there.
but a lot of people, yeah, of course they're still there, but a lot of people converted.
Yeah, but do you know what conditions they were under to convert? Do you know what the conditions were?
No. Of course, there are like periods of time where it was forced on people. But,
Exactly.
but the other side did exist as well. Like peaceful missionaries did also come. And if anything,
why would
Christianity became in Africa before it even went to Europe.
No, but why would they need to bring this ideology to Africa? Why? If the God existed, right, he will by himself introduce himself to the African people by himself. The fact that humans have to bring the God to us, I'm sorry, that God is, to me, that God is useless. That God is just useless. Only God that has to be brought by.
If a God wants you to believe, if he reveals himself, you're going to easily believe in him. We believe it's just a test, this worldly life, and yeah.
Test of what? What do you mean test?
It's a test to see if you will believe in God or not. If you
Who's testing us?
God is testing us.
Why? Why would God be testing us? Why would a God be testing us?
I guess that's what God wants in the end.
No, you didn't answer my question. Why will a God be testing us?
He's testing our nature.
Sorry, he's testing our nature?
Yes, because humans have done some atrocities in the past, and yeah, without the law of God.
Why does God need that?
Karen, where did the humans get that nature from?
Why would a God want to test us?
Simply testing our faith.
Where did the humans get the nature you're talking about from?
What? Sorry?
Where did the
I
humans
want to
get
address
that
something.
nature from?
Just 1 second, Chinua.
You said that he's testing human nature because human nature is bad. I said, where did we get that nature?
Where did we get that nature?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who gave us the nature?
Well, I guess we just created our nature throughout time.
Come on now. Come on. Who gave
Did
us
we create
this
us like that? Or we made ourselves like that? Which is which?
No, we definitely made ourselves like that. We have free will.
Oh, so we created ourselves then.
No, we didn't create ourselves.
So who created us?
Yeah.
God created us.
So who created our nature?
He created us without a nature and we created the nature part?
No, we have free will. He created us with the free will.
No, we're talking about the nature. Did we create that or were we created with it? When did it come in the picture here?
It probably just evolved over time.
It was funny. So
God.
what you're saying is God had a plan to create humanity, but then along the way, humanity just developed in a way that God had not planned for it to be.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. And
Then
then
who's
The
at
host,
fault?
host,
Then
host,
whose
host, you're
fault is it?
laughing. I'm looking at the host face. Look, Kareem, with all due respect, I can't speak on behalf of the host, but you are free to choose if your God is this God that can fix everything. That's fine. But I think the consensus on the panel here is that you can be free to practice what you want to practice. But if you do belong or come from the continent and represent the ideals and values of the continent, you will not believe in God. So if your message here is to say that what came before your gods and the people and the Africans and everything that existed before that, whatever you want to define that and call that, we claim it all, everything. We like it. We don't want to be saved. We don't want to repent to your God.
Yes.
We have a different system. We don't believe how you believe. We don't believe in these nature born in sin. That's you.
Yes. And we
And
don't,
you have-
we don't need their God, and we need
Yeah.
to we need to
No,
get
fair enough, fair enough.
we need to-
If anything, I joined
we need to get
just to
rid of these
understand
gods.
like your
But
perspective.
hold on. We need to get rid of these gods from the continent. Well, from everywhere, to be honest with you. But because this is the subject for today, right?
Yes.
God in Africa has not done well in Africa. God in Africa has made Africa deteriorate. Africa has declined. Everywhere you see this God character, whatever God it is, whether it is the Muslim one, the Christian one, right? Go and look at the communities. Go and look at the people. The gods that were brought over to this part, they want African people, poor people, to bring money to these gods. This God would tell you, give me money. Give me your money.
No.
Chinua, don't you pay tithe and offering in your church?
Nah. God never asked me to pay tithe and offering in my church. God has never done that. It is we human. It is we human that has formed that one for us. For ourselves. You said something about the God have not done anything in Africa. God is not living in Africa.
Chinua,
Yes, ma'am.
You said it's not God asking for the money, it's humans.
No, it's human, yeah.
But Chinua, are these humans not asking for the money on behalf of the God?
Say that again, please.
Are the humans not asking for the money on behalf of the God?
On behalf of God,
yes.
Did God ask them to go and collect money on his behalf? They are doing it on themselves for themselves.
Okay, so
God never.
If that God exists, Chinua, if that
Yes,
God
ma'am.
exists, and these people are claiming to be working on behalf of God, and they are busy taking advantage of people by collecting their money, why can't God come and stop them from acting on behalf of Him? Right? Why is he not doing something about these preachers and saying, not in my name? You are
Yes,
not
ma'am.
use my name.
Yes.
Okay, Ambrosia.
Yes. God has given. Yes, ma'am. God has given everyone the conscience for you to understand. God cannot come down from heaven and use gun or use knife to point at you. I will kill you. Stop doing this in my name. No. God has given everyone the conscience for us to understand that once they start doing that rubbish, I call it a rubbish, you should understand. And he said he has given us the mindset for us to dictate what is right and wrong. Once they come with that antics, what they come with those deceit, you have to understand and resist it yourself. God in heaven cannot come down because he's not a human. He can't come down from heaven to come and fight it. It is you who will stop it.
Has he not
Yeah,
come down
God is
before?
not.
Has your
God.
God not come down before, Chinua?
Ma,
Now I'm asking you a question. Has your God not come down before?
to where?
To the earth.
Maybe it came in before I was born.
Yeah, but I'm asking, has your God come down before to the earth?
I've not seen him. I've not seen him.
That's not the question. In history, has God ever come down to the earth? Not you specifically.
In history,
But who
God
is
now.
Jesus? Who is Jesus then?
The Bible we believe in told us that Jesus is the Son of God.
God has come to earth
Jesus is not
before
God.
then.
So, but Jesus is
But
not.
if God has come to us, Jesus
I'm
is
asking the question.
Jesus is the Son. So why do you pray to?
Wait, is Jesus?
So
is
why do
Jesus,
you pray to?
is Jesus God?
Jesus is an authority, is an arm of God.
An arm? That's a new one.
I personally believe Jesus is a prophet.
It's an arm of God. Okay,
That's a bit new one.
It's not a leg. It's not a leg of God. It's just the arm. Okay. Ay.
So
Muhammad,
I have to continue. Yeah, because
agree.
God doesn't have a house to live in Africa or to live in any of the country, but God Himself is living everywhere. He's
Is he?
universal, and He has given us, is everywhere. It is
Really?
for us to reject. It is we Africans are the cause of our problem, not God.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You're not.
But
going
you
to
just
blame-
said he couldn't
you are
come to
not-
earth.
Hold on, please. Let me just say this. You are not going to blame us, right? And say that we are the cause of the problem when this God was forced on us. This God idea was forced on us. They had to bring your God on a ship, huh? And bring
No,
him on the boat.
can I say something?
It was enforced by
Let me finish.
Europeans.
Let me finish. Please let me finish. If you say that the God was everywhere, why then was the God brought to Africa? If he was already in Africa, hey, CNC guy, if God
Mark,
was already,
please, yeah.
no, please listen to the question. If God was already in Africa, why then did he have to be brought to Africa by the missionaries? I mean,
Good. Thank you so much.
Think about it, guys. God is already in Africa, but they had to go.
Yes, ma'am.
They had to bring him again.
Yes.
Like, how do you?
Yeah, you asked two questions. You asked two things. God is everywhere, and then why does He now come to Africa by ship? Can I explain that with my little understanding? Good. God is everywhere. Now, everyone can access to God by depending on your means, depending on your culture, how you wish to. Now, the people that colonized us, they never brought in God but in a ship. First of all, they came in as an alien. They came in as visitors. Maybe someone might say, okay, let's get to this country and see what is there. Them getting there, they observe that these people, their lifestyle is not fitting well. Like I made example of killing of twins. They came there and observed these things, atrocities that have been happening. They stopped it. Now, maybe they now pass the message. This is where we have gone. This is the lifestyle. It is for us to tell them that let us get to this country, to this place, and tell them these things we are doing is not done right. But this is the actual way to do it. This is the actual way to do it. More or less, you can still pray or you can still pray to God. God will direct you on how to do things. Now, there's never a time they will say, come, let us go to Africa and bring God to them. No. It's never done, even in history.
That's not true.
Man, I need to ask you. So you're saying that these people came as visitors first, right? When they came,
ma'am.
they saw the evil things that people were doing and they thought to correct the Africans, yes? They thought that let's teach them how to do things properly.
Yes, ma'am.
What gave them the authority to do that?
Bro, which of
It is we, ma'am.
the colonizers told you this personally, Chinua?
No, Mark, let me one after the other. Ma'am, you say who gave them the authority to do that?
Who gave those people the authority to do that?
It is we the Africans, because we allow them.
No. You said they came, they saw people doing things, and they wanted to correct. So we couldn't have been asking them, please come and correct us. Please change our language. Please come and change our names.
Yes.
Please give us your religion. These people came over to us. We did not ask them to come. They came over, right? They had their own agendas. They had their intentions. They had their, right? So tell us, what's even my question, sir? Why and what gave them that authority to do what they did?
Ma, they came in as visitors.
Mm-hmm.
We accepted them. We welcomed them. We welcome them wholeheartedly. They whatever they are telling us, we still believe them. Whatever they are telling us, we still believe them. So therefore, we that believe them, give them the authority to do whatever they want to do.
Say something?
No,
Can I ask?
before you say something, so you're saying that God was already in Africa, yes?
It's being worshipped through our own African way.
So why did God not correct the Africans if they were doing these wrong things? Why did he need to send these other people to come and correct them?
Let you come again, please.
If God was already in Africa, but these people had to bring God again to us, but he was already there. If the Africans were doing all these horrible things, why couldn't God correct the Africans without needing the help of these other people?
Why didn't God correct them?
Yeah, why didn't God do it himself?
God, if I may understand your question rightly, God is in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
God was in Africa when they came, even before they came.
When they came, he was already there.
And he was there, good. And with all these their practices, and they are still living with it. Now, you ask me, why didn't God correct them? Maybe it could be because it could be that God might want them to adapt to accept that religion, which might stop all these atrocities. That is my thinking. God might want them to adapt that religion so that it can stop all those atrocities.
So are you saying that religion helps to stop those atrocities?
It's a long way. Yeah.
So have you read the Bible at all? These atrocities that this religion is trying to stop, the religion itself is full of the very atrocities that they are trying to stop. The God himself is an evil, immoral monster in the Bible. I don't know how the God will send people to come and end the unaliving of babies when the God himself, that's his specialty. The God in the Bible, that's his day job. His day job is to unalive babies. He just unalives everybody. So how can he be sending people? How does
Can I
that
ask?
Sorry?
Yes, I would like to ask the host a question.
Okay, go on. Ask me a question.
Okay. So I like your panel. I like what you're saying. So are you saying that you believe that the God in the Bible, or I'm not sure which religion are you referring? Are you saying that you believe that he's an evil God?
I've read the text, and the text clearly shows that he's an evil, immoral monster.
Okay. And then the second question I would like to say to this gentleman, he said that when he said visitors, is he talking about the colonizers who came to Africa to enslave the people? You calling these people visitors?
Yes, that's what he called them.
That's what he's saying.
So I mean, okay, and then also he said something about them being visitors, okay, to correct the African from the atrocities they've been committing. But at the same time, have you not seen the atrocities that they committed after they took the African to the islands and back to America? Because as an African, I feel like it's so that as a man, that's sorry about the noise. As a man, that's very dangerous mentality for you to think that these people are visitors. They were colonizers, not visitors. That's a very, very, very strange word to use. So that's it.
I mean, the atrocities that have been referenced, they're going on today in Africa. The same things that killed our ancestors are happening today when you go into Arab countries in Africa now, where Africans are being unalived. African artifacts are being destroyed, but you come on the panel and say what the Africans were doing was bad. But have you actually stopped to consider the amount of atrocities that have happened since religion came? It hasn't just unalived people in Africa. It's unalived people nearly everywhere it's taken it. So the host responded and said, I read the text. I've read the text. I was raised in the text. But I asked myself the same questions that the host is asking you. And you know what? She's wonderful because I don't have the patience, because what she's doing is she's actually helping you think, Chinua, because the questions that she's asking you, they make you think. And I hope when you walk away, they're still going to resonate, because what you're saying is that God was in Africa, but he didn't correct the ways of the Africans. So he employed the services of someone to come and teach us. But Chinua, if I come into your house and you invite me into your house and I give you a meal to sit down, and the first thing you want to do is start looking around my house and tell me all the things that I'm doing wrong, you're not a man. Exactly. You've not come to do anything good in my house if you come into my house. And your job is there after I give you a meal and do the human thing. I water you, I give you food, I bring you into my people. And then what? You take a look around to see, this guy, he's not using his resources well. He's not, you know what? Fundamentally, if you think that is a good way to live and you still want to continue on and go around and tell people that, no, this is wrong, that's the same rhetoric that got us here. So I just think about the question. I think this is an opportunity, because there's no arguing on the panel. Everyone is being polite. But just think about what the book says. Your book represents a God who destroys with fire, a God who punishes. And people interpret that in so many different ways. But it's not helped the people who live on the African continent. It has not helped. Because I hear you on the panel and you dismiss any of the contributions of your ancestors that came before God came, because they were doing something wrong. So already psychologically, you feel like your ancestors did something wrong, and you feel you've taken on this psyche to correct it. And you live in this psychological system where you actually feel like you're in sin. Africans don't believe in that. It can be true, but we don't believe in that. And we'd like to be just left alone to practice what we practice, because based on what we've seen this far, what our pagan ancestors did, the twins they killed, all those things, yes, I condemn those things, but they pale in comparison to what Islam and religion and Christianity have done to Africa. Yes, it's not to be discussed. Look at Africa now. It is where it is now is not a result of the people not having the sense or the opportunities to develop themselves. It's been stunted by people who keep coming to tell us to do things this way. And look at where we are now. The evidence is in front of you. This is not working for Africa. It is not working for Africa.
Stole actually a lot of the texts to create their own version of the Bible to now deliver a false message to the Africans. Because when you look at the story of Adam and Eve, the pygmies already had the same story, but just told differently. Those people are evil. Those so-called visitors you're talking about, those missionaries, are evil people who took the stories of your ancestors, mix it up, and give it back to you so they can steal your land. And look at Africa today. What good did they do? They give you the book and they stole your land and brainwash you to think that your people were doing something wrong. I believe that now in 2024 we have the resource to look things up. There's no excuse to think this way. You're not a slave anymore. These white people over there, I'm sorry to say that like that, they are not gods. If anything, what they did to ancestors is completely evil. Have Africans ever did this to people? They may have had their practices, doing their things. All those years of slavery, not just Black people, Native, everyone around the globe. What good has it done to anyone?
I would like for him. I would like for him to respond. Lilipod, I saw your hand up. Lilipod, are you there?
I just wanted to mention before we even get to the point of the religion, his earlier statement is so. Anyways, he probably doesn't know. But if you're here claiming they were visitors, I would encourage you to go and read up on the Berlin Conference. All right, this was in the 1880s, and it basically was all the Europeans gathering to split up Africa so that they could they could decide which resources and people they would like to own. That does not sound like visitors to me. Neither does it sound like they came to correct. There was also the promise for protection of like Christian missionaries, because I think there was an Arab conflict, and they didn't want those guys to claim the lands. So maybe read up on that before speaking and assuming that they were visitors and all they came to do was, just bring love and light. They quite literally sat on a table, divided up Africa, and came and ate up the people and the resources, and are still doing the same till today. To be honest, there's still a lot of African countries that have to give up resources to their colonizers, even though they've claimed independence. So do some reading, that's all.
Some still have to pay reparations to some of these countries. There's some places where we're still under some African countries are still under the colonies of these people that came along.
This is even significant because the other day I realized that if you are of African descent and live in the UK, and you lived in the UK up till 2015, then you also paid part of the reparations that was paid to the slave owners. When slavery was banned, the British government had to pay the slave owners because the slave owners had been disenfranchised. So the British government paid the slave owners money. That money was taxed, and every British taxpayer had to pay that till 2015. I've lived in the UK. I was living in the UK before 2015. So if you lived here, you paid the tax. So you were enslaved and you suffered the enslavement. When you moved here and the English people did you this wonderful favor, they just said, well, when you pay taxes, we're going to use some of that money to pay the people who enslaved you. And, sometimes we don't really understand these dynamics, but each and every one of us that live here in the UK, we paid. We paid the people that enslaved us.
I wanted to add on the topic of reading. Chinua.
Before you continue, I don't know if he wants to respond. The gentleman, I don't know if he wants to respond. Man, just hold on to your thought. I want to know if he wants to respond.
No, to be honest, I just went off. My cousin called me now.
Oh, so you didn't
He
even
was
hear
badly.
what was being
To
said?
be, I was listening to Ayamante.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to him before my cousin called me that he has an accident.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah.
You have to go and take care of your cousin?
No, if you don't know, he's in his place now. I'm working.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right.
Okay. So I do want to ask you, what benefit is Jesus to the African people in 2024 and beyond? What benefit can Jesus bring to the African people in 2024 and beyond? Hey, Oscar. Guys, this is just my other account because I'm banned on the other ones. So if you're not following this one, follow. I'll be here for the next few days. So yes, make sure to follow. Okay, guys. So this account, this is where I stream the Godless Dating on. Yes, I'm banned on both of them, Millipod. I stay banned. I can't win. I can't win. Anyway, oh God, it's just all sorts. It could be anything. Sometimes they don't tell you why. They don't tell you. Chinua, so you believe in this God, right? And you believe in the Jesus one. So can you tell us what benefit is this the Jesus belief to Africa or Africans in 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, there are multiples of benefits. Benefits. Yeah. People, Africans, or we believe in Christ. At least we have a solace of mind that all those impunities that we have been done, all the, maybe if you are planning to, one of the another benefits that maybe if you have in mind of any intention, you could remember that God, Jesus Christ has taught us that this is not good, this is not good, this is bad. You have to withdraw yourself from doing that. You will stop doing it. There are so many benefits. Believing in Jesus.
You mentioned one. You haven't mentioned one yet.
I said he gave us solace of mind.
Solace of mind.
So yeah.
How do you get solace of mind with the Jesus belief?
Yeah, it's peace of mind.
How? How do you? So you believe in Jesus. How does Jesus give you peace of mind?
Jesus gives you peace of mind when you are happy with yourself. You are happy that you are doing the right thing. You are happy that things are going well. You are happy that you are in good relationship, in good terms with your neighbor. People are not dying. People are not dying. There is no longer killings. Yeah.
Hold on. Is it the same Jesus that was threatening people with hellfire? That same Jesus. That's the same Jesus that is giving you peace of mind. The one who spoke of all the characters in the Bible. Jesus spoke more. Jesus spoke more about hell than anyone in the Bible. Jesus said, "This place is a place where people are going to be thrown in there. There's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Right? Yeah. This guy described that place like a really horrible place, right? And threatened anyone who doesn't believe is going to be thrown in there. Is it that same guy that is going to bring us peace of mind?
Yeah. As far as you are on this plan, you are still believing. That is the peace of, as far as you are still breathing. Think of him, he gives.
Where are you getting this peace when Jesus told you he did not bring peace to the earth? Where are you getting it? He said he did not bring peace. Did you read the part where he said he didn't bring peace?
Where he brought peace.
No, he said he did not bring peace.
Ever visited?
Absolutely.
You really
Can I
need to
please
go
say
read
something?
it.
Christians are like that. That's why they do. They don't read. They don't do nothing. They just call themselves Christian because it makes them feel good. That's what everyone else is doing, and they just follow it. They don't read.
No, you know
even-
what they do? They actually,
Just one
you know
second.
what they actually
Just one
do?
second. Just 1 second. Kareem said he wanted to say something. Kareem, did you say please just hold on there? Because you know, we only have two people, two opposition, right? And as much as possible, I want to hear from them. But before you go on, Kareem, let me read this for Chinua. This is your Jesus speaking, right? Your Jesus says, do not think in Matthew 10:34-36, do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace.
Girl, 1 second. I don't know if he's taking another call. You remember the last time he said he couldn't hear anything, but maybe we want to confirm if he's here first. Chinua, if you can hear us, say something.
Just let us know you're here.
Because you're gonna go. Okay, he's here.
It's here. Okay, all right.
I don't want him to come back and say he didn't hear anything.
He did say he's at work, so maybe he has to mute from time to time or whatever. Anyway, so it says here that for I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a person's enemies will be, oh God, I can't read, will be those of his own household. This is Jesus. So if Jesus is saying that I did not come to bring peace to the earth, I came to divide everyone, how is Jesus giving you solace of mind?
If you read that passage very well, it's talking about it's not in Bible. You don't just read a verse or whatever. You could not read the whole of the chapter to give you the insight of what is all about. That particular place you've read, it talks about he doesn't really mean that he is coming to the family to divide the families, that so that there will be hatred, there will be fight. He is simply mean to separate if I bring the peace there, that's still correct. He is coming to the family.
Right. You're stuttering a lot for this mental gymnastics, but keep going.
And does what?
Me, I just want to know, what does Jesus mean by this?
He means to make nothing.
He said that Jesus came to separate, yeah? Anyway,
I said he never came.
Go on.
Or Chinua, maybe we don't understand what peace is, but just the reference. You said one of the benefits was that Jesus would bring peace, and then we this statement was brought to say that's not what the book says. But is it that we don't understand what peace is? Because if you have a sword and you're saying you're going to separate, how do you want us to understand that means peace? Maybe we don't understand, but when you say peace, how is that in any way peaceful? Maybe I'm not understanding you. What about peace? Peace is that?
Spicy, Jess. And then when he's done, can we move on to Kareem, please? Kareem said they got something to say. Chinua, just hang on to your thought. Hang on to your thought over there. Kareem, you said you had something to say.
I'm saying I heard everything. Like earlier when he wasn't hearing, I heard everything you said.
Okay.
And it just seems to me that I would argue that you can't really blame God with the way the Europeans came and the way they colonized Africa. That was outrageous. I personally believe they did not come, obviously. They came in guns blazing, and but it's like you can't really blame God. It's their action. These white people, they changed their narrative to enslave black people, to exploit Africa.
Okay, so
what about the Arabs?
Wait, hold on.
Was it different?
Just 1 second. If we cannot blame God, right? So
No.
let me
Yeah.
accept you. Okay, let me accept what you're saying. If we cannot really bring God, right? So what was God doing when these people were carrying out these atrocities? Where was God?
Watching.
He was watching.
No. Yes.
Did he enjoy the
He
show?
doesn't have to.
Did he enjoy the show?
No. No, of course not. If anything, he postpones the day of those people who committed those atrocities. They will, where their eyes will stare in horror in hell. They will get what they deserve.
Oh, so wait.
Karim?
So God was watching. God was watching. God was watching them here, so that He can then punish them in the afterlife for what?
Yes, yes. He delays their day until their eyes will stare in horror.
I think that we all have we don't have the same gods. That's why. That's the difference.
I'm personally a Muslim, all right, and
No, I know, but
I think
okay. So wait, you're saying that God is allowing the perpetrators to get away with their actions, but He's watching the victims be victimized.
yeah, but those victims will also be granted a reward after that for their suffering.
How can you prove that though? You have no proof of that. You're just telling people this is exactly what you're telling people. You're being abused, but sit back because after you die, you're gonna get a reward. Think about what you're saying here.
No.
Think about it, really.
Yeah, obviously,
like
it's
critically
faith.
thinking about it without just a belief. Think about it.
It's obviously faith.
Faith.
And I can quote what and Allah says in the Quran about people who kill people.
Can we talk about it?
Also, can we please,
Karim?
Afro, a few people on the panel
Guys, I just want to be clear here.
use the K word. Karim, 1 second. Going forward, can we use the unalive word in place of the K word, just for TikTok purposes, please?
Okay, I'm sorry. I came here to learn your perspective as well. So I'm here to learn more than anything.
And this is why I want to, Karim, this is why I want to ask you about the Quran.
Yes.
Right? So is the Quran the words of Allah?
Yes. I believe so. I personally believe they are the words of Allah.
Can you tell us how the Quran was brought down from Allah?
It was revealed. The angel Gabriel was sent by Allah, and Gabriel reveals the verses to Muhammad.
Wait, so Allah sent Gabriel.
Yes, Allah sent Gabriel. Yes,
Allah said
to deliver His words.
Allah said to Gabriel, "Hey, Gabriel, go and tell that man down there this."
Yes, like he gives him the verses. Yeah.
Do you have any?
Do
you have anything in the text that says?
I mean, there's a lot of hadith that where what's it called? Where the Sahaba of the Prophet, the companions of the Prophet, they witnessed revelation being sent down on Muhammad and how Muhammad experienced it in front of them.
How did he experience it?
I mean, I can give you a hadith.
Yeah, I would love to. I want to see. So who is Sahaba? Who is Sahaba?
Sahaba is just the Arabic word of companion.
So his companion.
Oh, what you're asking? Yes, one of his companions. There's thousands of companions who all wrote different accounts, their own personal accounts.
I'm trying to get to what you're saying. You're saying that the Sahabas, they watched Gabriel bring down words from Allah.
Not Gabriel necessarily. They can't see the angels.
Right?
I'm saying only prophets can see the angels. They've been given the third eye.
So wait,
Karim?
I will also tell you.
Karim, hold on. Karim, now hold on. So
yes, okay.
Wait, so we have a prophet, right? Who is receiving something from angels, but he's in the midst of all these people. So, but when they see him is busy gyrating. I don't know what were his what sort of mannerisms did he display when he was receiving? So the people on the outside who cannot see the angel, They just see somebody, I don't know. That just I find that highly, I find that
Yeah, I
highly
know. You can't really put evidence to that, but there's another hadith
I find
that
it
does state.
highly suspicious. I find it highly suspicious because, guys, so it's just like all of us here now, right? Everybody here, you all can see me. Can you guys see me? Can you see me? Right? Can you see me? Hey, Phil.
Yeah, I can.
Everybody can see me, right?
Yeah.
So now I tell you all that, oh, I can see an angel. Angel is speaking to me now. And oh, angel. Yeah. You know, I'm telling you guys.
Okay. But
Hold on,
I can
hold
give
on,
you a different
Karim,
account.
hold on. Karim, hold on. And you guys are like, what's going on? Why are you doing that? And I'm saying, no, it's the angel. He's telling me things. He's the God sent the angel. And that's how the angel chooses to speak to me. Wait, what would you guys think? No, Lily Pod, this is what
Okay, but
that everybody
I can also give you a different
everybody else
account.
cannot see the angel, just the guy. You just sat there, angels just coming. Come on now, how does this make sense to you? Hey,
Listen, there's another account as well.
Question to ask Karim,
No, but-
sorry.
Can I talk about a different account, a different hadith?
Can I just please ask you a
that is more
question before
evidential.
Karim? I just want to ask one question. Just because earlier you said that the white people are the one who they're going to pay for what they've done, right? And
I'm not the people who orchestrated this whole thing.
whatever, the colonizers who are questioning. So you said that the people who were enslaved, whatever in Africa, they were going to reap some benefits, correct?
Yes.
So now I'm asking you, do you believe that now black people are the chosen people of God? Because if everyone is going, because everyone will have to pay, because the first colonizers are the Arabs, right? They did even worse than the white colonizers. Now the white colonizers came.
They weren't worse. They were not worse.
No, they were worse.
Give me substantial evidence that they were worse.
Yeah, they were worse.
How? I mean,
give me a minute.
I want to make an announcement, please. Guys, this is a backup page. This is the page I use for godless dating. So a lot of you are not following this because I'm banned on the other two accounts. So please follow this one if you're not already following. Right? This is I changed the name, changed everything so that I could stream on here. So if you're not following, please make sure to follow this one. I'll be here for the next few days. So yeah, please do make sure to follow this account. And what was the conversation you guys were having just now?
Yes, so I was just asking him that if he believes that the black people are the chosen people of God because of the treatment, and he said himself they're going to reap benefits. And if you read the Quran, even like the Bible, the only people of God are the only ones who went through whatever black people have went through. I haven't seen no Arab going through this. I haven't seen no white people, no Chinese going through this.
No. We've been through a lot as well.
Wait. Not like us. I'm so sorry.
No.
You guys
We have been going through.
No, you haven't. You guys are the first colonizers of Africa. You guys are the
Don't tell me you guys, because you have to know where I'm from
what
first.
story can you prove? Okay, what slavery what colonization have you guys went through? Explain to me.
What colonization that has happened to us?
Really? What?
Okay, I can give you some. I mean that way, guys. Let me please speak. All right, please.
One second. I'm trying to tell Lilliput, I will be back. I need the bathroom. Okay, Lilliput.
Who's the one? Who's the one who asked me that question?
I'm here, Afro.
I'll be back.
That's fine. I got you. Yeah, carry on, Karim.
Like my country is the most colonized country in history. Yeah, colonized by the sword as well. I'm originally from Palestine, and my country has been conquered over 20 times.
Colonized or conquered?
Colonized. Well, I mean, you can conquer a place and then colonize it. That's the same thing.
Okay, so since when?
And I can tell you stories in my own family.
A country. I'm talking about a whole continent. That's a country, not a continent.
Sorry, no, Didi, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he's saying,
hold on, Karim, sorry. Did you say that your country has been colonized?
My country has been colonized, yeah.
Are you predominantly Muslims in your country?
No, there's a lot of Christians as well.
No, I'm asking, are they predominantly Muslims in Palestine?
Predominantly, yeah, Muslims.
So
But Islam's not a race.
where was Allah when you guys were being colonized?
Can we stay on topic, please?
Yes, we are on topic. We are
No,
on
we're
topic.
not.
Hold on. Where was Allah when you guys were being colonized?
Well, he was watching it. Well, what answer can I give you to that?
He said he was
He's there.
watching.
Allah's there. God is everywhere, but he doesn't have to necessarily intervene.
Then why are you crying?
Because what?
Your God sat there and watched it happen and did nothing. So why are you crying?
No, my
about
God
it?
will deliver justice. No, my
When?
God will deliver justice. I'm not crying about it. She
So why
she
is he
asked
not-
me a
so
question.
why
If
is
my
he not-
people were colonized, and yes, my people were colonized.
Why is he not delivering
My,
justice to the
my
Palestine?
people were as
Wait, why is
brutally.
it, please don't talk over me. Why is he not delivering justice right now to the Palestinian people, for the Palestinian people? Why is he not giving any
That's a
justice?
question you ask God. You don't ask me. You gave me a question that I can't answer. No human can answer. You're talking about a being who's outside space and time.
Is he now?
Kareem, it just sounds like you're
I'll be back,
choosing
everybody.
to switch off your common sense, your critical
I'm
thinking,
not. No.
because
Why
you
would
get
I?
to have answers. Listen, when it's for other people, you get to have answers. You were talking with Didi Boo, and you got to have answers for why it happened to Africa and why whatever. But then now they've asked you why, they've asked you in relation to your country, and then you're saying you've asked me questions that I can't answer. Only God can answer. Come on.
But I'm saying I'm not going to answer for God. If you're going to ask me,
Because
yeah,
there's
well, yeah.
no God. Because there's no God.
Well,
Listen,
you believe that. You believe that.
Listen, they're saying there's certain presidents that act better than your God. And that's saying a lot because they're all politicians, but they're saying presidents that act better, that care more for their people. Why will your God care for your people, however, sits with popcorn, watching time and time and time horrible things happening to kids, horrible things happening to women and men, young kids, teenagers, everyone, and your God just sits there and watches, and then all the encouragement you have is, oh, after all of this suffering, I'm gonna enjoy at the afterlife. Come on. But then your book is riddled with how the righteous are blessed or whatever. But you guys are sticking to this religion and enjoying
Yeah,
zero
but
benefits.
also the Quran.
Zero benefits.
The Quran does also state that God will test us
Oh
through
my
through
God.
wars, through occupation, through colonizers. I can bring up the
only
verses as well.
is that their idea, personally I believe in a higher power or a God, but I do not believe that most of these religions have an idea. Their ideology of God is wrong. It's man-made. They all did it for their own benefit, and they just mix it up, making excuses to go rage at other countries, other continents. Earlier you said, oh, your country went through this and that. My people cannot white pass. If a Palestinian decide one day that, oh, let me just go to the other side and act like that, they can pass. My people cannot do that. So don't come and tell me, oh yeah, my people went through this, my people went through that. You guys actually have a choice if you wanted to.
I'm telling you that my people did go through the same
Go through
things.
the
Yeah.
same thing. Because if you come to America, you did not go through this. You may have gone through this with your own people.
What do
but
you
did
mean?
not.
I'm an Arab.
Yes,
People
you
are
are
also
an Arab.
racist
You
to
guys are
Arabs.
literally the first colonizer of Africa. Literally.
Okay,
do you agree
now,
on that?
now,
Yes
now,
or
now.
no?
Now
Do
the
you?
term Arab, well, Arabs colonized me as well. Okay, just to be clear, my ancestors were not Arabs.
Kareem,
I'm from the Levant. I'm not from the Arabian Peninsula. There's a big
Kareem,
difference. The blood
Kareem,
that runs in my veins is not Arabian blood.
Kareem, I
Yes.
think the self-awareness that's lacking right now is just infuriating.
What's awareness?
Listen for a second. This is not a tit for tat thing. Oh, Africa was colonized, so were my people. Those two things, you cannot compare them.
Did you listen to her? I was just answering her.
Yes, but what you said earlier when we were talking about Africa being colonized, you told us not to blame God. You told us that the Africans will get their reward after they die. Now, when it comes to your people, all of a sudden, now it's like it's a topic that is so sensitive and it's
the
about
same
us to
thing.
not answer it. What's
No,
that?
I only said it's the same thing. God will deal with it as He will deal with it. Justice will be served in the end. These are evil people who will get their justice. That's what I believe in. And
Arab justice will also be served on the Arab colonizers. Yes.
Yeah.
what do I have to say on the Arab colonizers?
Yes or no?
You said
I'm
Europeans were
asking you a
worse.
question, so justice will be served to your people. Yes
You
or
said
no?
Europeans were worse earlier, right?
No, I said Arabs were worse, actually.
I mean, you said Arabs were
And they
worse. You
still
said
are worse
Arabs-
because if you see what
Arabs
they're
are
doing,
nowhere
yeah?
near as bad as what the Europeans did in Africa.
No.
From
You don't know what happened in
experience,
Africa.
Karim.
Give me the casualties, all right?
Karim,
Give me
from
numbers
whose
of casualties.
experience are you basing that on? Your own?
No, I'm saying even King Leopold II himself killed 12 million people.
Your
12
people
million
did
people
worse.
in one. I mean, tens of millions of West Africans died because of Europeans.
That is nothing compared to what your people did before the white colonizers came. We seen worse. We know worse. Our people know our history. Don't come in here and tell us, "Oh no,
Guys,
we didn't do nothing."
let's be mindful. Let's be mindful so we don't get
Please,
the
I
ladies
was
thing banned. So just be mindful of the wording.
exactly. Afro already has 2 banned accounts. Let's not get this one taken down as well. Also, I was gonna bring us back to the point, right? It's not. I think we're going off a tangent here, thanks to somebody being misinformed, but still, it's going off the tangent for us to focus on the depth of the damage, comparing their horrible events, both what the Arabs did and what the Europeans did. Period. Both of which had had a backing of some sort of deity, of some sort of God. And if you look on the topic, Jesus and Allah do not belong in Africa. We're not saying Jesus does not belong, Allah belongs, Allah does not belong, Jesus belongs. Jesus and Allah do not belong in the continent. Period. Karim, your point that you're making now is sort of sad by saying the Europeans did worse, therefore my religion is more valid. I want you to hear yourself. That's what you're basically saying. My God, my people, Arabs did not do as bad. That's why mine is valid. I that's what it sounds like.
That's why yours is valid. Yeah.
No.
I only said what the Europeans did in that short time was way worse than what the Arabs did. They enslaved and killed tens of millions of people. A lot of Arabs were blacks. A lot of Arabs back then were black people.
Not black. What are you saying?
But throughout DNA testing, I can show you evidence of DNA testing.
Are you talking about the mixing of
a lot of Arabs were intermixed with Africans.
Guys, just a very quick question for the gentleman. If a lot of Arabs were black, what happened to them? What happened to the black people?
There are still a lot of black Arabs.
Intermix. He said we're intermixed. We did not intermix. Your people great.
Africans and Arabs intermixed a lot, and that was before Islam. DNA testing proves it.
Why are they not intermixing now? Why is there a lot of racism towards black people?
He's into that.
Well, I'm personally not racist. I'm an Arab. I'm not racist. I love black people. I dated the black girl.
Can you please let me speak? Hold on. Why is there a lot of racism from the Arabs towards the blacks? If once upon a time there was all this co-mixing, and can you actually prove that? Because hold on. If you're saying that Arabs were blacks, I want to know how then did the black people disappear? How did that happen? Considering, can you please answer that question? Where did the black people go? Karim, where did the black people go?
Your mic is on mute. Also, please, can we try to not speak over the host, Afro? Thanks.
Thank you, Lilliput.
Apologize. I really apologize. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. So where did the black people go? What happened? Did they just?
Well, those black Arabs just stayed there, and it's evident because they're still there.
No, they can't. If they're still there, they can't be a majority. They will have to be a very tiny minority. How did that happen?
How did what happen? First things first, I never said that the majority of Arabs back then were black. I'm saying a lot of Arabs were black, and a lot of Arabs are still black.
If a lot of Arabs were black, why is it that a lot of Arabs are no longer black today?
Like from which countries? Because Arab is not a race. Arab is a cultural term. You can say I'm Arab, but my skin is white because I'm from the Levant. But if you go down to the Gulf of Arabia, there's where you get a lot of dark-skinned Arabs, and those are real ethnic Arabs. I'm not a real ethnic historical Arab because I'm a Canaanite historically, DNA-wise. I'm a Canaanite.
So wait, hold on. Were you colonized?
Yes, I was. Yes, the conquest of the Levant. I was colonized every time.
Who colonized you? Wait, who colonized you?
The Romans, the Byzantines, everyone colonized me. I can name you every single, the British, everyone.
Did the Muslims colonize you guys as well?
Yes, the Arabs did the conquest of the Levant.
You are telling us that, you are telling us that you're a Muslim today because you were colonized?
Not exactly colonized, because if you understand the war that happened there.
Hold on. So if you were you were Canaanites, right, and you were colonized, does that not tell you that the reason why you are a Muslim today is because the Muslims colonized you?
Because the Arabs, yes, they expanded. Yes, the conquest of the Levant when the Persian Empire.
Your religion is a colonizer's religion.
My religion is a colonizer religion.
Yes.
Well, I'm telling you, I was already colonized before the Arabs came. They declared war on the Byzantine Empire and the Roman Empire, which were controlling us, the Levant. And they treated the Arabs. The Arabs came, and we prospered way more under the Arabs than the Byzantines.
Oh my God.
Even North Africa prospered so much.
Let's move on. Arabs colonized the Arabs. What are we talking about?
And I just want to say, Kareem and Chinua, you guys are graceful. You know, thank you. It's good that you stay on the panel and you listen. But Kareem, as you speak, you know, you're revealing certain things, you know, and as the host is pointing out this colonizer thing, and that's what the prompt is about. You know, you've admitted and you've come around to say, well, this wasn't forced on me. And you're basically saying that you guys had to make a choice between the Byzantines and the Arabs. And the Arabs were the lesser of the two, because you're saying you prospered more on the Arabs. But it was, from what you're saying, if I'm just coming on the panel and I've never met you, I'm hearing someone who's saying that somebody came and made us think this way. Someone, a colonizer came and they gave us something better than someone else trying to colonize them. But I guess my question to you is, what did you want? What did your people want? Did they want the Byzantines and the Arabs to come?
Well, all right, we never had a choice to start off. The Byzantine Empire already conquered us. We were already under the Byzantines. The Byzantines felt an Arabian threat. So the Byzantine Empire and the Persian Empire unified for the first time, even though they were fighting a war for 400 years. 400 years they were fighting each other, and they united both against the Arabs. Armies, insane sizes of armies. And the Arabs and the Byzantines and the Persians had a major war. And what happens in war? You conquer. So they came into the Levant to kick out the Romans and the Persians from the Middle East.
So let me ask you this. So after what you said, after you guys found out that, listen, this is a greater army, you needed to join the Arabs in order to have a fighting chance against the Byzantine Empire. After that subsided, you guys have free will, right? So, I mean, you only really went to the Arabs because someone else was invading you and you figured, let me align with these other people who are fighting these other people. But after the dust settled, how come you didn't go back to who you were before? Did you think that what the Arabs brought to your people was much better than what your people were doing before?
No, by the way, we still, like, we're still what we are. We have our own culture. We also still have our ancient language still preserved. And a lot of people still speak that language, which is Aramaic and Hebrew as well. But the Hebrew, most Israelis are the ones who speak Hebrew. But the thing is, where I'm from is where revelation came as well. So I can't really say I was colonized, perhaps, because Christianity was born in my land. And even Islam affiliates that strip of land, Palestine, a lot to us, because Jerusalem, obviously.
You were colonized as a Muslim, and you realize that even though you were colonized, you're still defending this religion. Is that what you're saying?
They brought the word of God.
That the word of God if they colonized your people?
How is that the word of... It's just, it spread, it united the Middle East and North Africa under one caliphate, under one God.
Does that make sense to you that the way it came to you guys was through force and colonization, alive in your people, and then now you're proclaiming this religion to be a good thing for your people? So
if anything, the way they instilled intergovernmental organizations within every land they conquered. When the Muslims came into Jerusalem, Umar ibn Khattab, which is a very prominent companion of the Prophet, he asked the Christian bishop, the Roman bishop, why is there no Jews in Jerusalem? Jerusalem should have Jews. Islam allowed Jews, Christians, and Muslims to live in the Holy Land freely. And that was something that never happened in history.
Where's the Holy Land?
Where's the Holy Land?
Yeah.
Palestine, modern day Palestine. That strip of the Levant.
Okay, so from what I'm reading in both books, it described the Holy Land as being a prosperous land with fruit, vegetation, fruit, and animals of all of type. I don't see that in your places at all whatsoever. It never has.
Then oh my God. Then sorry, but your question is quite arrogant, if I can say, because Palestine, the south of Palestine is the only desert in the region. Palestine is filled with, where I'm from, it snows every year, consecutively for weeks. And just look at pictures. Are you saying that we're just a desert? The Levant is not a desert at all.
Of vegetation, all kind of animals.
Yeah, we have all kinds of fruits. We have mangoes. I live in Jordan now because my family was kicked out of Palestine.
But when I look at the map, it's really dry. I mean, when God talk about the Holy Land is actually at the equator of the earth, and your country is not at the equator of the earth. That's what it describes. So I don't. That's a lie.
What does the Bible describe?
Go look at which country is at the equator of the earth. Look at which one is the greenest country with all types of animal that does not exist outside of any other places on earth. Go look it up and you'll see which
We're
country.
We're a very green country.
The lies is too much.
We have all kinds of animals as well.
Lying.
Lying? Do you want me to show you videos of how Palestine looks like? Do you want me to actually show you?
Show me on the map.
I'm speaking to you from someone who's from there.
Everyone. 1 second. Can we come back again? Right. Karim, honestly, I think the feedback from me, and I think Iman Say, I hope I pronounced your name right, has pointed it out as well for like anyways.
Sorry,
I'm too tired for it now.
I'm sorry. You are arrogant. You're very arrogant. You're claiming
I'm speaking. Hold on. Please. We're not going to get into all of that. We're not here for that. There's a topic on here. God in Africa is a scam. I would like for us to come back to that. Allah isn't any better than Jesus is. They're all unhealthy for the continent, to be honest, for everywhere. But yeah, we're sticking to the continent for today. Apologies for my parrot. He has quite a bit to say as well. But yeah,
Lilliput, you never
Yeah.
make apologies for those babies on here. You never make apologies for. Oh no, you know how I feel about them, so don't you dare.
they always have something to say. But yeah, can we come back to topic, please, Karim? You can't make a point for your God being good when he has laid idle and watch your people suffer endlessly. I don't argue with you. Your people have been through a lot, been through hell. There's no God. If there was a God, he would at least save the children, right? If not for the adults, at least save the children. There's no God. Otherwise, if there's a God, your God is a monster, is a horrible person, and Africa definitely does not need that kind of character wandering about. Because again, kids. But yeah, go on. Keep I don't know, doing the mental gymnastics you're doing. There is no God. That's the point.
Can I
But
just
Kareem, hear this.
I just simply think
Kareem,
hold on,
Kareem.
1 second. Can I just
Yeah,
ask?
sorry.
Wait,
Karim,
Karim, just 1 second. Just 1 second. So this religion was brought to you by this prophet, right? So Karim, was this prophet a genuine prophet from God? The person who brought you the religion, was he a genuine prophet from God?
I do believe he's a genuine prophet from God, yes.
What makes you believe that he was genuine?
The Quran came to him. He was sent down revelation.
So
And he showed it to the people.
He was sent a book from heaven.
Yes, a book from heaven, a book that also covers the mistakes of the Bible.
Where? How does he cover the mistakes of the Bible?
Because the first 400 years of Christianity, people, there was today now we have 42,000 different denominations in Christianity. 42,000. The first 400 years of Christianity, people were still arguing if Jesus was God or not. And the Council of Nicaea obviously happened, and Constantine assembled that council, and they all agreed that Jesus, they created the Trinity. So I don't the concept of Christianity evolved so much after.
Correct that? How did the Quran now come?
Because the Quran never changed. The Quran never changed.
Did the Quran? You said the Quran came to correct the mistakes of Christianity. So how did the Quran correct the mistake of the Trinity?
It came to settle.
Was that me or what? Did you guys hear him say that the Quran came to correct the mistakes of?
He did say that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he said
yeah.
it.
I'll rephrase. I mean, the mistakes of what men did to the Bible, of what human intervention did to Christianity.
Okay.
I think the original. I think that the Christianity that was revealed at the very start, I think that was true. But it was tampered with over time. Evil men.
Listen. I want you to just let me repeat what you just said. That the Quran came to correct the mistakes of of Christianity, right? So
yes, of what men did of what human intervention did.
Okay, so the God that sent the Christian book, right? He watched the Christian people make a mess of his book, and then he comes along years later and says, "Here, have this other book to update or to correct the other book that has gone wrong."
Yeah, but it's different. The new book is very different than the original.
The new book,
because the Bible
new book is now different from the. If we're correcting what had gone wrong, right, with the previous one, so why are we now having different stories and different rhetoric? Why?
Can you what's the last part?
You know what? No, it's okay. Listen, right now, the reason why I asked this question, we're talking about the whether this prophet is genuine or not. Would you say that the behavior of this prophet was? Would you say he was moral?
I would say is moral.
Is it moral to marry 6 years? Is it moral for 50 something?
Oh, you're gonna bring up Aisha now, right?
No, we're talking about morality now. We're talking about morality.
Yes, yes, we are.
Is it moral for a 50-something-year-old man to marry a 6-year-old child?
In modern day standards, no.
In them days, was it okay then?
Oh, 100 years ago, people were doing it, and they accepted that as the norm.
Okay, you're saying that back.
That's not true.
You're saying that back in those days it was the norm.
Yeah, back in the ancient times, people used to do that.
Wait, Karim.
No.
I think Afro's question was: is it moral? Is it moral? Not is it? Was it norm? Was
No.
it the norm in
My
the
question,
day?
yeah, my
She
question
asked if
is,
it was moral.
no, I'm asking, was it the norm? Was that the norm? Marrying 50-something-year-old men, marrying 6-year-olds?
No, that's
Karim, before you answer, I want you to think for a minute. This child, right?
I thought a lot of this.
One second, just Karim, just 1 second. This child had only been alive for 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This baby had only been alive for 6 years. Are you saying that it was back then that it was the norm for 50-something-year-old men to marry 6-year-olds?
Firstly, the Prophet had a lot of strategical alliances, and a lot of that was done through marriage. So marriage is a tool for strategy.
So it was a strategical. So it was a strategical alliance to marry a 6-year-old.
Well, in the ancient times, yeah. Marriage is a strategical alliance with political leaders, yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Did Aisha consent to this strategical alliance?
I personally don't know, really. I don't know that.
Can I say something, Afro, if I may?
You have the answer to that. Just let me know.
Yes, you can.
I wanted to help him out a little bit. I'm no Muslim, Afro. Hey, it's been a while. How are you doing? Anyways. Yeah, well, I wanted to help you. I think what the guidelines with the Muslims is that first and foremost, she has to be mature, both mentally and physically. I think that is the qualification. Last time I checked. Am I wrong, Karim?
What? Sorry, can you repeat that? Sorry.
That in order to marry a child, she has to be both physically and mentally matured. Oh, well, he left. Oh, he paused the live, so I don't think he can hear me. He left the app.
He's here. He's here to. He'll chat
No,
with
I
us.
heard you.
It's all right. I mean, Karim seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
I'm
Karim, you are
enjoying this.
very-
I'm
you're very
enjoying this
nice.
debate a lot.
You're a very
Just to
nice
let you
guy.
guys know, like I have a huge respect for African people, and I find your culture is very beautiful. And I'm here just to learn from you guys as well.
Mhm.
I also find some common ground in our struggles as well.
In what ways?
Maybe you guys don't agree with me, but that's just how I see it.
Well, I don't think the African struggle is anyone can how to call it know what goes on about the African actually. You have the African to understand. I'm sorry. When it comes to the African struggle.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah. Because I think religion is the cause, the major contributor for our problems actually across Africa, both Islam and Christianity.
That's right. I agree. So and back to the subject of marrying 6-year-olds. It's if you're saying that this prophet was genuine, how on earth would a 50-something-year-old man look at a 6-year-old child and think, okay, you know what? We are going to marry this child for some strategic alliances. How does that happen? How? So let me ask you, did he marry Aisha of his own accord, or did Allah ask him to marry Aisha?
I just don't know really. I'm not going to give you a fake, like a false answer because I just don't know.
So, but what do you think? You think that Allah, because if Allah permitted it, that means Allah was in on it as well.
In on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Allah was okay with it.
Yes, I guess.
So Allah was okay with his prophet marrying his 6-year-old child?
Well, I just don't know. I just can't answer you. Like, I don't really have a lot of knowledge on that, but I have read once, like a lot of Muslims, especially from Shia sects, historically, from what I read, Arabs used to count the age after a person hits puberty. So a lot of Shia believes she was 19, in fact.
Are you
Not
Shia?
6.
Are you Shia?
No, I'm not Shia. No, I'm not Shia.
Then
I'm
can
not Shia, but
we speak about Shia?
Can I just ask, is there two types of Muslims? So you've got Shunite and another one. Is that correct?
yeah, that is correct. But we're all united by
No,
one
that's
book.
not correct. That's not correct.
That's the two major
There's
ones.
about 70 of them. Or maybe
Yeah,
more.
but the other
yeah.
sects of Islam Muslims, yeah.
Yeah, there's about 50 something. But I mean, 90% of Muslims are Sunni.
Okay. Do
And-
they
and
all use the
10%
same
are
Quran?
Yes, we all
Do they all read
all of us use the same Quran. All of us.
exactly the same Quran?
Are you sure about
Exactly
that?
the same Quran.
Are you sure about that? There's like 7.
Well, Sunni and Shia definitely do, and they make like 99% of the Muslim world.
But there's several versions of the Quran.
If any other Muslim sect uses a different set of Quran, then they're not Muslim. That's it. End of.
Yeah, but there are other.
But you
Quran.
just confirmed that there's about 40 other sets. So you just said that there was another. You've got the Shunai and the Shunaks. Sorry if I've got it wrong, but you've got those two types which are the majority. But then you've got other small minorities of Muslims which are of a different set. Is that correct?
Yes, that is I guess correct.
Okay.
But I'm saying they're not Muslims.
Okay.
If
they read the same. But they read the Quran. They read the Quran.
Yeah, but if it's the same Quran, then okay. But if it's not the same Quran, then no.
So how many different versions?
Who am I to
sorry,
judge?
go on.
Because
Go on.
if someone's going to ask me, who am I to judge? Because that's the original Quran, and we have proof that the Quran the Sunnis and Shias use are the same Quran, the ones that were created during Muhammad's time, and that's just historical facts. No one can argue on that.
So can I just ask? You were saying something about the Shunais having a different reading the years of a child bride differently. So one set will read a child bride as being mature, physically mature and mentally mature, and the other tribe of Muslims will read a child's age. So 6, for example, would be 16 or 19, something like that. Is that correct? So, but they read the same Quran, but they interpret the rules of the Quran in two different ways.
That's not the Quran, by the way. Where Aisha was 6, that was not mentioned in the Quran. That's a hadith. Hadith is very different. Shias, they don't even say that hadith is correct. Like the hadith that Aisha was 6, or the hadith is second source. It's not mentioned in the Quran. There's nowhere in the Quran where it says Muhammad married a child. Nowhere. It's a second-hand source.
Sorry, I'm just trying to understand. What is the hadith?
A hadith is like the Bible, just a compiled accounts of eyewitnesses. Like, you know how Matthew, Mark, John, it's the same. That's a hadith. Just different people taking, accounts of what they witness. Just like the Bible, exactly. But to us, it's a second-hand source, not a first-hand source. The first-hand source is the Quran.
So the people who read the hadith, would you class them as being Muslims or not Muslims?
The people who read the hadith?
Mm.
I mean, we don't have to read the hadith. The hadith is not, because we also believe the hadith is not true as well. Like, not all hadith is true. We don't take full authenticity in hadith. We don't
Okay,
trust
so who were the
hadith as much
people?
as we trust the Quran.
Who were the Muslims that read the Hadith?
Hadith is just like the Bible. If you want to understand the story of the Prophet more in depth, like what happened in Arabia, then you
I
read the Hadith.
understand, but who are the Muslims that read the Hadith? Because the Hadith exists for a reason. So who are the Muslims that read the Hadith?
Muslims, a lot of Muslims read the Hadith. I don't know how to answer that question. Just doesn't make sense. Well,
Is the Hadith part of the Quran? Is the Hadith
no,
part of
the
the
Hadith
Quran?
is independent from the Quran.
Okay.
The Hadith,
So it's
Hadith is exactly like the Bible. That's why we don't fully trust it. We cannot fully trust it.
In the Bible, the books Matthew, Mark, and Luke are part of the Bible, so they're part of the Bible story. So I'm trying to understand if Hadith is part of the Quran.
It's a Hadith. A Hadith is the exact same thing. It's just different eyewitnesses compiled into one book. Let's say the Hadith, but the Quran's independent, different. Like it's its own thing.
If I may help me here a little bit.
The Bible is not all eyewitness account.
The Hadith,
it's mixed with the word of God.
Karim, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Hadith provides like context or explanation to what the Quran says, right?
Yes, sometimes, yes.
Yes. Okay, that's what you should have said.
But that's a tiny fraction of the Hadith. Does that? The Hadith is just a story of the life of the Prophet. That's what Hadith are.
Right. So you're saying, Mr. Victory, just one second. Mr. Victory, are you saying that the Hadith give context to the Quran?
Yeah.
So that means on its own, the Quran is not sufficient.
Yeah, the Quran is it's not sufficient. It gives like room for other interpretations, but the Hadith usually like rounds out what like it's trying to explain. If it gives any sense, yeah, that's what it is for. So you need it alongside the Quran to better understand the Quran.
So
Yeah,
how then can someone say that the Quran is from God if the Quran in itself needs other sources to
is incomplete?
Well, that's what they claim. So I can answer it for them. But
I know.
Per my understanding, that's what it is.
How does it make sense to the people who believe in this book and say, because I asked him earlier on, how does he know that this prophet was genuine? And he said the Quran. Right? But the Quran in itself is not sufficient.
No, the Quran itself is sufficient. It only explains verses. It breaks down verses. That's what it's just. Understand the Quran.
Book.
You read the Quran, you can understand it. You have
two sets of Muslims. You have two sets of Muslims that use two parts of the books, but each of those books are still combined together to give you full clarity of the whole entirety of the explanation of the Quran. So one can't be without the other.
No, the Quran can always be without the Hadith. The Quran can always be without the Hadith.
So
you can understand it. If anyone that reads the Quran can completely understand.
Hold on, Karim, can you please explain this verse to us? This is from the Quran, and it is Surah 1919. It says to analyze them whenever you come upon them, and drive them out of the places. Let me mute you for a sec. Sorry, it wasn't you. I'm sorry. I think it was honest.
Don't take it out of context, please. This is.
I'm not taking anything out of context.
Because I know this verse perfectly.
I am not taking
perfectly know this verse.
I'm reading word for word.
not out of context.
Read
I'm
the
reading
before,
word
read the
for
verses
word.
before as well.
I'm
Read the
reading
verses
word
before.
for
Why
word.
this is
Okay,
cherry.
then let me just read this. I'm not cherry picking. I'm just asking a question, please. So the verse says, "Unalive them whenever you come upon them, and drive them out of the places from which they have driven you out. For persecution is far worse than unaliving. And do not fight them at the sacred mosque unless they attack you there. If they do so, then fight them. That is the reward of the disbelievers." So, can you tell us, can you try and put this in context for us?
First thing, you need to understand the historical background of that verse and what that verse was for, basically. It's against the Quraysh, the tribe that has persecuted the Muslims, enslaved them, tortured them, did every single atrocity you can think of to them.
Okay.
And that was the affirmation. That was Muhammad didn't want to fight Quraysh, this tribe. He didn't want to use the sword to defeat them. Only by the command of God is when he will do so. And that was God's command. That was God giving him permission to fight back, to defend themselves. Because the Muslims persecuted. So it's just taking out. And to the Lillipod, please don't be arrogant. I just saw your comment. Understand the context.
No. She said
Read-
it is
read
clear
for yourself.
as day. It's clear as
It
day.
is clear as
So,
day, but
Karim,
it's taking out of insane context.
Karim.
This is taking.
Okay,
This is cherry
Karim,
picking. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, this is what cherry picking. I just asked you to give the
Because
context.
this is taking out of context.
If
And I give
anyone
it-
is
I give
cherry
it the
Sorry, can I
picking,
just
if anyone is cherry picking, you're the one doing. I just asked you to please
Oh,
give
no,
us the context. So the question for you, Karim,
I get you.
Karim, the question for you is: can Allah protect Muslims?
Yes, Allah can protect Muslims, and He
Without-
did so,
without Muslims-
especially in.
Wait, now, without Muslims having to fight anyone.
Yes, if He willed it, yes, it's for the will of God. If He wills it, He can protect anyone. If He wills it.
So why then does Allah want Muslims to fight?
exactly?
To defend themselves.
If Allah can protect, no, you said He can. No, He can protect them.
Yeah, but Allah's not going to straight on.
For some, what He said, Muslims are liars. They lie to defend.
Yeah, but Allah's not going to reveal Himself and come down and.
Sorry, I'm asking why then, right? Would I just think about this, guys? So here we have a creator God up there. He has created everyone He's created, but now He has a special set of people, right? And says to them, unalive the other people. When you come upon them, drive them out of the places from which they have driven you out. For persecution is far worse than unaliving. And do not fight them at the sacred mosque unless they attack you there. If you do
Do you want me to give you verses that are really beautiful?
Of the disbelievers. So Allah is saying, go and fight. Allah is saying, go fight those people.
Can I say something?
What kind of God?
Wallahi, you're just choosing verses like that. There's a lot of verses in the Quran where Allah clearly says, do not try and transgress in fighting. Do not
Can I
kill
say something about this verse? I'm also a Muslim.
Okay, King Solomon.
You see, this verse is talking about when Muhammad and his companions were driving out of Mecca. They were driving out of Mecca. That's why the verse is telling you, take them out from where they have removed you out. Like, if you understand the context of the verse, it's talking about when Muhammad and his companion were driving out of Mecca and they were coming back Mecca. And it's describing, like telling you, فَاقْتُلُوهُمْ مِنْ حَيْثُ وَجَدْتُمُوهُمْ. What the verse is telling in Arabic context. and وَخْرِجُوهُمْ مِنْ حَيْثُ أَخْرَجُوكُمْ. He's telling them, like and the verse continue, and he said, وَالْفِتْنَةُ أَشَدُّ مِنَ الْقَتْلِ. The violence is worse than killing. If you understand the context where the verse is telling you, it was the people that fight Muhammad and kill his companion and drive him and his companion out of the Makkah. And when it was very difficult for him to come back, and he doesn't want to fight the people that are his own tribe, are his own people, his own family and cousins. But the Quran and the Allah is ordering him to fight the people that fight him and kill the people that kill him and remove them out from where they remove him out. So if you understand the context,
King Solomon,
yes. Yes.
King Solomon. So does that? So what that would depict is that your God Allah is not such a peaceful and all-loving God, because that depicts that they're very violent in nature, and their ideology seems to relate to a lot of violent acts as well. So Allah is not a completely loving God.
Okay, wait.
And also,
Have
what
you ever-
carry 1 second. And also,
Can you search the laws of war in Islam?
Karim, please let me speak now.
It's so easy. It's so
Karim,
easy
please,
because it's like you're choosing the source.
That would also mean that the prophet at that time was more moral than Allah. The prophet on his own did not want to unalive these people, did not want to touch these people because they were his own people. Right? This is what this gentleman just said. These were his own people. Wait, now, hold on, please. Wait, hold on. They were his own people. And so he did not want to unalive them. Right? So he was exercising free will. Right? If he had free will. But Allah,
that's right. Muhammad didn't want to kill them.
Allah says, you go over there and go and fight them.
So Allah was bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
No, this is insanely out of context now. Can you let me speak further?
Yes.
I will answer you very perfectly.
We're listening.
Okay. There's a verse in the Quran, okay, chapter 2, verses 190. And fight in the way of Allah those who fight you, but do not transgress. Indeed, Allah does not like transgressors. And transgressors, meaning do not bully the people, do not kill women, do not kill children. And if you read the laws of war in Islam,
Karim, sorry.
But you're still killing. But you're still unaliving. You're still unaliving.
In defense,
Karim, can you use the unalive word, please? I've mentioned this before. Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry, unalive. Just let me finish, please. It's in a scenario where the Muslims were being persecuted, being enslaved, being tortured, being unalive.
It makes no difference. They're still your Allah is still justifying your Allah is still justifying unaliving. So that tells us that
honest.
Yeah, but you're still unaliving.
Honest.
What? Are you not going to defend yourself if someone comes to kill you?
Karim, finish.
If someone comes to unalive you, what, you're just going to let them unalive you? Are you not going to fight back? Allah's giving you the permission to fight back. If people are going to come and they're going to enslave my people, torture my people, bully my people, of course I'm going to fight back. And Allah gives you the permission to fight back.
Allah is still stating
me to
to you,
unalive soldiers. I'm unaliving people who will unalive innocent women, innocent children. What does
the prophet? If the prophet does not want to unalive his own people because he is seeing it as his own people, and then you have Allah, which is your ultimate God. Your God is saying to you, basically, it doesn't matter whether they're your own people or not. It doesn't matter whether they're your own people or not. I still want you to go out there and unalive them. Then this shows a God that is bloodthirsty, is violent,
a God that tells you to defend yourself.
Also a God that is also a God that has that, favors. It favors different groups, even though they are all his own people. Or all
No,
their own
sister,
people.
you
Yes,
you don't
sorry, I'm
understand.
sorry, but
Let
you're
me
taking it
explain
out of
something.
context to try and fit
Yeah,
it into your own narrative. You're trying to
yeah.
fit it into your
It's
own
not.
narrative.
It's not.
Yes, that's what you're
It's not
doing.
because
Sister,
you're
That's
stating
uh,
you're not
that your
accepting that
God
it's
is a loving
self-defense.
God. You're stating that your God is a loving God and is all encompassing and loves their people. But
Address
yet
your
your God
first
is
point.
showing you that there's two different sets of all the people that He has created or they have created. The prophet is stating that they do not want to unalive their own people, but yet your God
no,
Allah is
sister,
forcing
The
them
prophet
to
didn't state
unalive
that. The
people.
prophet didn't state that.
sister. Who
The
said
prophet didn't want to
so? The
fight on
prophet
his own
said that.
accords. The prophet didn't want to fight on his own accords. He wanted to fight in the accords of Allah. He was waiting for the commandment of Allah. He's not gonna act as a leader and declare war. No, he's waiting for God
You
to
know,
give him permission to
you
fight
know,
back.
But your God is violent. Your God is still
My
violent
God is
because
not
your God
violent.
is still
No.
justifying.
No,
Your God is still
Sister.
justifying
God is
unaliving
justifying
people.
self-defense, unaliving soldiers. There's a difference between unaliving
Can I
innocent
just,
people
Karim,
and unaliving
Karim,
people who are
sorry.
coming to kill you. This is self-defense. How is
Can
this
I
even
just
an
explain
argument?
something?
This shouldn't even
Can
be
I
an
just
argument.
explain something? Sister, maybe you don't understand. The context here is Muhammad and his people were removed out of their home. And they were
Yes,
unalive.
Africans were removed out
okay.
of their home. Africans were removed out of their homes by the same
Yes,
Allah.
yes,
So at the ending of
yes.
the day,
Why were they
Listen.
removed? Why
Can
were
I
they
can I
removed?
can I can I
Please,
can I can
why
I
were
just
they? Why
explain
were
so
they?
that
Please, why were they removed?
because Muhammad was preaching Islam and they were not a Muslims by that time. They were idol worshippers and they don't want to hear that preach from Muhammad, from their own tribe men, and they don't want to accept that. So they
Okay,
when they get
hold
threatened
on,
from
please.
Muhammad,
Okay.
and his
They
message,
were evil people. They were very.
Wait,
yes,
so
they
wait,
try to
you said
they start
they got
beating them. Let
threatened
me
from Muhammad.
explain
Wait,
so that
now
you
I'm
will
trying to
understand. Let me
understand.
explain.
I'm
Let
trying
me
to
just explain here.
understand. Hold on.
Yes, let me finish so
Karim
that you will
interrupted
understand.
you.
Just
Hold
a
on,
point.
please. Listen, Karim interrupted you, so I didn't hear for a quick second. Are you saying that Muhammad was threatening them with his new religion? Is this what you're trying to tell us, right? Please, I heard you say something along the lines of Muhammad threatening them.
No, because of the message Muhammad was giving, they were threatening by that message because the people start believing Muhammad. Because when you have truth, you just don't need to worry. People, when they hear the truth from their eyes and they realize with their mind that you are saying true, they start following you. And the idol worshippers, by seeing the majority of people start following Muhammad and they can't do nothing about it, they start prosecuting people that follow him. They start beating and doing whatever things they can do to the people that follow Muhammad and his religion. And by then, Muhammad and his followers doesn't have any command from Allah by how they will react. They don't know what to do. Are we going to fight back? Are we going? So they were waiting for commandment. The first commandment they have was to go out from Makkah. They have gone out from Makkah to another city, whereby they were driving out there. They have also run up to Africa. Do you know the first place that Muslim people were given refuge was Africa? Just let me. I'm coming.
Yes, so they were given refuge in Africa. They're given refuge in Africa, and then they start unaliving the Africans to force them.
Too many points.
Listen, sister, if you want to understand the context,
you are making too many points. I want to address something. Let's just do 1 or 2 points at a time, please. Just when you ramble on, then we don't even know where to begin, where to start. So,
okay. Let me just come to the point now.
Hold on.
The point here is when Muhammad and his people were driving out of.
Muhammad and his people.
We're
they
gonna
were
let the
removed
host
out of
speak.
Makkah
King
forcefully.
Solomon, we're gonna let the host speak. It's her live. You make your points, she makes her points. It's communication. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. Okay, let's just try and understand that. That's all.
Host, can I just say something to you? Just to you, please.
Oh, okay.
Lillipod is trying to use anything to fit her own narrative. She is not trying to understand. She's not trying to learn.
How is she doing that? How is Lillipod doing that?
This entire time, Karim, what did I do?
How is Lillipod trying to do that?
I mean that with full on respect.
Yeah, but how is she doing
Karim,
that?
I haven't spoken to you this entire time. That is so funny.
How is she doing that?
I've not spoken to either of you.
And
Sorry, of course. Sorry, Afro. Carry on.
Lilliput, what are you trying to fit into your narrative? This verse, or what are you fitting into your narrative, Lilliput?
I don't know. Maybe I'm too far
She said
off the
we took
context.
refuge in Africa and then we unalived them all. That's not what happened.
Karim, that's not me. How is
That's
No,
what
I
happened.
said
this
that.
entire
I said
time?
that. I said
I'm
that.
so sorry,
I said
Lilliput.
that.
I apologize.
No,
Lily, I
Karim, I'm
apologize.
taking
I
offense.
sincerely,
No,
I
Karim, I'm
sincerely
taking
apologize
offense.
to you.
Okay.
I really apologize to
No.
you. I'm sorry if
No, but
I got mixed up.
hold
all
on.
right? I'm
I've
sorry.
done nothing but try to bring order here. Come on.
Please, leave
I'm
I
definitely
said
not
that.
playing victim to whoever said that.
Leave Lilliput alone.
You
Well, anyway, at
know, I
least he
was just
apologized.
trying to give a
Hold on.
context,
No,
sisters.
hold on, guys. Just 1 second, please. I was trying to speak.
Mhm.
You said something very important. These people were minding their business. They were serving their gods. They were doing their own thing, right? Going about their day. Then this person comes along and says that he has received some kind of prophecy, and and now he's trying to convert these people. You said they were threatened. No, what was the word that they were frightened of?
Yes, they
threatened? I
feel
don't know.
threatening by his religion
were
because they see that all their
threatened.
people get converted to
Yes.
Islam.
Okay, so when somebody is threatened, what do you think they're going to do? If someone threatens you, what do you think they would do in response?
But remember, Muhammad also was on his home. Makkah was his own home. He also has right there as they got.
They tried to assassinate
So
him in his own home, and Allah warned him of the assassination attempt.
Why then did he not keep his religion to himself? Why was he trying to convert these people?
No, he doesn't try to convert the people. When people get the clear message by themselves, they get convinced by themselves because nobody was forced to convert to Islam.
Muhammad was offered to be the Lord of Mecca just to not speak of the word of God, and he refused to do that. That
Yes.
shows his admiration.
The unbelievers
He was
once
offered to
called
be a
him
Lord
and
of
asked him
Mecca.
to give him
No,
whatever
you
he
guys-
wants
you guys are not
for
making
just him to
Yes.
stop
You
preaching
are
Islam.
not making any sense. How then,
okay,
if he
sorry.
had kept his religion,
The Lords
if
of
he had
Mecca,
kept his religion
I'll
to
make it sense.
if he had kept his religion to himself, how would anybody have known about this religion to even be converting to it to begin with?
But do you think the God will send somebody with a religion to keep back to himself?
Why is God sending anyone with a religion? These people were
Because
minding
he
their
is-
business. These people were minding their business. These people were serving their gods. Why would Allah be sending them? They already had their own thing. Do you think that anybody would want to dump
Because
what
he's
they
the
do?
one true God, that's why.
Karim, please.
No,
let me
but
speak. Hold on.
who gives Allah the right to clarify that they are the one true
Wow.
God? There are many gods.
And also,
So why do they feel? Sorry, miss.
Also,
Sorry
Because
about
he
that.
proved to be prevailing.
These people were
He won.
minding
He won
their
the gods.
business.
at the end.
These people
He
were
won the
minding.
gods in the
These
end.
people were minding their business. Your Allah was crossing boundaries it should not cross. Your Allah was crossing boundaries, and it's this entitlement. It's like you guys cannot see it. It's really
It's our
alarming.
Allah and Allah of everyone, sister.
It's not our Allah.
No, it's not the Allah.
That's true.
It's not the Allah of everybody. It's not the Allah of everybody because at the end of the day,
it is
it's
Allah
not the
everyone.
Allah
It
of
is Allah
everybody.
everyone.
No,
No,
it's
that's
not.
not true.
It is not the Allah of everybody.
I will quote the Quran.
It
I will
is.
quote the
Can
Quran.
you
You
let
can't-
I
me
will quote
speak?
the
It
Quran.
is not. It
don't
is
believe
not
the
the
Quran.
Allah of everybody.
We don't believe the Quran.
Yeah, it's not.
What do you
Okay,
believe,
then
sister?
what's the
In which religion do you believe? Am I asked?
None.
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 Thank
No, I
you.
don't believe.
Okay. In that way, I don't know what to say, but Allah is the creator of the world according to our belief, and He is the Lord
How do
of
you know
That's
the
your
world
everything.
yeah,
is
but that's a
created?
belief. It's a belief. It's not a fact. It's a belief. It's not
It's
a
a fact.
fact.
Exactly.
It is a
King
fact,
Solomon,
sister.
how do
Let
you
me
know? How do
explain
you
It's
to
know
not
the
a
world
you.
is
fact.
created?
it is explained
No,
to
don't
us in the
don't start
Quran.
explaining your scriptures. Don't start explaining your scriptures in the Quran. It's
One
not
second.
factual.
But you are, sister, you are here
King
arguing
Solomon.
by Quran, but you don't want
King
us, you know,
Solomon.
me
King
to speak
Solomon.
about the Quran.
It's
What is
not
the
factual. It's not factual. It's not
She's
factual.
not reading from
One
the Quran.
second. Okay.
She's not,
King
honest,
Solomon, let
honest is
me
not
you?
reading from the Quran.
let's explain
Honest is not
something.
reading from the Quran. So
Yes, but if you want to bring Quran here to
hold on,
discuss
please
about
read it for
Quran, and
King
if I want to
Solomon,
quote something,
King
bring
Solomon,
something from Quran, and
King
you don't want to
Solomon.
accept that,
One
what
sec.
kind of argument is?
Right. So here's the thing. Yeah. Hi, Afro. Yeah. King Solomon, there's one thing you need to understand. The Quran, just like the Bible, those are claims, right? When Honest is asking you what's proof, you have to present something other than the claim. If the claim is your holy text, present something
Sister,
other than the claim that supports your claim, that proves your claim.
yes,
That's
Quran is,
simple.
you know, there's a lot of proof in
Solomon,
Quran. If you explain me, if you let me, I will explain it to you.
One second, please. Someone is asking a comment, a question. Hey, Lone Rider. So, Lone Rider, where we're at now is we're trying to figure out the origins of Islam. The Prophet received this prophecy from Allah. Now, the people in Mecca were minding their business. They had their own gods. They had their own thing going on there. Because this gentleman is trying to tell us that he was driven out of his own home. And this is the reason why Allah sent down this verse. Right? The prophet did not want to touch his own people. The prophet he was averse to it. But Allah says, you go fight them because they are
But
driven
who
you
said that,
out.
sister?
Look at the verse.
According
Look at
to
it. Can you not read? Can you not read? Can you not read the verse?
Okay, wait.
It says you can unalive them whenever
Can
you
I
come
give you a
upon them.
verse, please? Can I give you a verse, please?
You're asking me who said it. Look at Allah said
Can I
it. Look
speak,
at the
please?
Quran. Yeah, go on.
No.
No, let's
Can
go on.
I please speak?
Go on
please?
then.
I just would
There's a
like to
surah
say,
in the
I just
Quran.
would like
Wait.
to say,
Please let me speak. I asked to speak.
Go on.
There's a verse in the Quran that says, "Whoever kills a soul, it is as if he had killed all of mankind,
What's
and
the
whoever
verse?
saves one,
What's
it is
the
as
verse?
if he had saved all of mankind."
What's the verse?
Surah Al-Ma'idah. Said about racism.
What does it say about racism?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. So in the Prophet's last sermon,
No.
his last.
Can we not go to? Please, let's not go to racism just yet. Let's finish this one.
Okay.
You said you just quoted a verse, right? Which I've pulled out. It says,
Yes, I can confirm that, sister. That is in Quran.
okay, all right. Let me read it.
I can even read it for you in Arabic, so
Okay.
that you know maybe you
All right,
translate it.
one
The
second.
verse
Okay. No, hold on now. Give me a second, please. Let's read it in English. That is why we ordained for the children of Israel that whoever takes a life, the Quran is very clear. It says, we ordained for the children of Israel that whoever takes a life, unless as a punishment for unalivement or mischief in the land, it will be as if they have unalived all of humanity. And whoever saves a life, it would be as if they saved all of humanity.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, right, Karim. This is only speaking to the children of Israel, not to everyone.
This is general context. This
No.
applies to everyone.
It's very clear. It says that is why we ordained for the children of Israel that whoever takes life, it's clear who this is speaking to. and it's the people of Israel. Am I wrong, Lone Rider?
It is the all mankind.
Actually, that's why I was saying open the tafsir. Because this verse is actually beautiful. And not just like because of the children of Israel, it has a condition. It says, "Man qatala nafsan bighayri haqq," which translates whoever unalived someone without cause,
Or intent.
without a proper cause.
Exactly.
So if I have a cause to unalive you, it will be okay. Jihad is a proper cause, by the way.
Are you saying that? Is that the tafsir?
Yeah, you're gonna find that in the tafsir.
Wait, are you saying that that's the tafsir?
While he's finding it,
I think it's Ibn Kathir tafsir, to be more exact.
So you're saying that if you have a cause, if somebody come and pinches my butt, and I find that enough cause to unalive someone, are you saying that Allah would say to me, "Yeah, it's okay. You've got the reason."
I mean, like as a probable Islamic cause.
Oh,
For
Islamic
example,
cause. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if somebody just pinches my nyash, I will go after them.
No.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that one.
I was
Where
trying
the
to
verse
tell you,
mean?
your mic, something's up with your mic. Your audio is not audible.
Who is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
No, Kareem. It's a little better.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So while you're finding the tafsir, can I give you what the Prophet said about racism, please?
No, I don't want
just so we don't forget.
Okay, so what do
No, because he's finding the tafsir.
Go on.
Once
Okay,
he finds the
all right, go
tafsir.
on. What did the Prophet say about racism? Go on.
Okay. In the Prophet's last sermon, his last speech, where thousands witnessed his speech and thousands recorded his speech. O people, your Lord is one. Your father Adam is one. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor does a non-Arab have any superiority over an Arab. A white person has no superiority over a black person, nor does a black person have any superiority over a white person, except by piety and good action. Indeed, the most honorable of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you.
I just heard you say the word except.
And that's what the Prophet said right before he died.
Uncle,
that was
you
right
just
before he
wait,
died.
Kareem. As you were reading that, you said except for piety and something else. Say it again.
No, except by piety and good action, indeed, the most honorable of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you.
So if you're not
So that
if you are not
cancels out race.
If you are not pious and have good actions, then it is okay to be a bigot. A racist.
No, it's not okay. It's not. Allah exactly says the most righteous of you are the ones who do good action and do piety. That's what's important to Allah, is that you do good in your life.
Not understand.
You don't go around.
What is the verse? What is the verse you just read?
It's so easy to understand. I don't understand.
What is the verse that you just read? I beg you, please. What did you just read?
Sister,
What did you just read? Hold on, please. What did you just read? What did you just read?
That one, what he read is not a Quran.
It's not Quran. That's the Prophet's last sermon, his speech right before he died. He gave a speech before he died.
We're not even reading from the Quran.
Speech.
So it's the Prophet.
Yeah,
the Bible.
Is that in
It's
the
the Bible even.
Is that in the Hadith?
Exactly. That's what I was
but
going to ask.
that was witnessed by thousands of people.
Was it in the Hadith?
Thousands of what people? Thousands of what people? And what is that the Quran or is that the Hadith?
Wait,
that's
is it in the
Hadith?
Okay, so now that's the Hadith. So now you're quoting from the Hadith, and you were telling us before that the Quran is complete.
What number?
The Quran is source number one. I said the Quran is source number one.
So where were you reading that information from? Was that the Hadith or was that the Quran? Which one is it?
That was the Hadith.
Okay, so now you're reading from the Hadith, but Right, but you're quoting that and you're saying that was the last sermon or whatever. But at the ending of the day, that's not part of the Quran. Because now before you were saying that these two books are separate. So why are you quoting from the Hadith and not the Quran?
And people could
Sister,
have just lied.
I have
People could have
tried to
just
quote
lied.
something
Because
from
those are
the
the prophets'
Quran.
words.
Excuse me. People
Those
could
are the
have
prophets'
lied.
words.
People could have lied that he said that when he didn't say it.
Exactly.
I have tried to say something from Quran, and you guys just stop me.
All right, go on,
And say,
go on
no,
and
don't
say
go
what you
far,
want to
don't go
say.
far.
Go on and say what you want to say from the Quran.
You know, if you want to discuss about Quran, you know, you have to know the Quran.
Can you just speak,
You know,
please?
Quran,
Can you just carry
yes.
on?
Yes, I'm speaking.
Yeah, just
sister.
say what
If
you need
just
to
let
say.
me-
But just
go to the
Yes,
point.
yeah,
if
but
you
just
let
get
me-
to the point.
okay.
Get to the point.
Honest. Let's let
I
Nelson
am coming
get
to
in.
the point.
All right, go on.
I am
No,
coming
just get to the point.
Go on.
You are just trying to force me to come to the point. If you let me, I will come.
Go
Just
on,
give me a
man.
chance to speak.
Go on.
Okay. The Quran was not given to Muhammad as a book in one day. It was given to him gradually. Any verse you see in Quran, it was because something has happened or is about to happen. Everything, all the verses of the Quran come because of purpose. They come because of a reason. So this verse here that you guys has put here, before the verse comes, something has happened. So before you just come to the verse, you have to come to the context. What was happening or what was about to happen?
Please, can you
I
just get
tell
to
you
the
that-
point before we all lose the will to live?
Yes.
Please.
Muhammad and his companion were driving out of their own home, and for them to be returning by their back to their own home, they don't know what to do by then. They were waiting for a revelation about what to do, how to get back home. Even God will order them to go out and live somewhere else. You just let me come to the point. That's why I was telling you that the first Muslims they got a refuge in Africa. It was Habas. There was a time when the Muslims were, followed in Medina, they were killed in Mecca, they were.
Can you get to the point,
they were-
because people are losing
Yes.
track of the question, please, sir, because you're just flapping and it's just kind of, it's a bit agitating. Just get to the point. Stop the stories.
I can explain it a bit
No,
better.
no, Kareem, just let him talk. Just get to the point. Get to the point.
Wait, guys.
The
let
point,
me see.
the
Wait,
point
hold-
here,
Are you done? Are you done, King?
you guys want to discuss about the Quran, but you don't know nothing about the Quran.
Okay. King Solomon, one
You
second.
just want to
Wait,
be the
King Solomon,
negative
King
part of the
Solomon.
Quran. You just
King
want to bring the
Solomon,
negative
King
part of the
Solomon,
Quran.
please. I want to try and understand this Quran, right? I want to try and understand.
Go and
So
read the
from what
Quran
you
first
told us-
before you
wait,
just come. Because
hold on, please. I'm trying to reiterate what you just told us, right? So there were millions of people on the earth when this prophet was around, right? Different things going on with different people, right? Different countries, different tribes. But Allah is looking at this one prophet over in Mecca, waiting for things to happen. And as soon as things start to happen for this prophet, never mind the rest of the world, we don't care. But it's when things are going on for this prophet, then Allah now sends the angel, go and tell them down there that this thing, this is what I feel about this, or this is how I want them to behave.
but where are you taking all this information that you are saying now?
From you. I got it from you, what you just said. This is what you just said.
When did I say that?
Just now, you just told us that over the Quran was given over a period of time, and something, an event was happening, right? Something was happening before the verse was brought down from heaven. Did you not say that?
I said every verse of the Quran has come down because of a purpose.
Because of a purpose, right? Something was
The
about to
Quran
happen.
did not come.
Something-
I told you, the Quran, they didn't give Muhammad the Quran as a book in whole, as one day. Like they give him a book. It came verse by verse. And every single verse was given to him because of purpose. Something was about to happen. There was a war. There was enemy. Every verse, I didn't mean the Quran in whole. So that's
Over
why I say,
23
where are you
years to be-
taking the word you're saying from?
Wait, did I Did I not do it? Wait, hold on. So Allah was waiting for something to either happen or was about to happen with the prophet, right? All the other people on the surface of
The
the
people
earth,
were waiting for Allah's command.
the other people on the surface of the earth, right? Allah did not care what was going on with them. He only cared what was going on with the prophet or around the prophet. So would wait just to reveal words as soon as something is about to happen. So the people were waiting from up, they're looking up. Oh, when are words going to come down? We're waiting today. No, any prophet, any word today. Prophet has the angel come and told you what we need to do next? No, we are waiting. Huh? Is this what you're trying to tell
So
us?
can I explain? The Quran is a revelation to Muhammad. Sometimes some of the revelation that was given to Muhammad it is because some of unbelievers will come to him, or some of the people of the books like the Torah or the Bible, the Christians and the Jews, they will ask him some question that they think that he will not know if he was not a prophet.
Exactly.
And then Allah will give him a revelation. Yes.
Yeah, Allah
In
gives
today's
knowledge
world,
to
they
his
call that
revelation to answer to
schizophrenia. In
those
today's world,
questions.
they call that schizophrenia. In today's world, they call that schizophrenia. So when
Yeah,
you
but
concede into the fact
schizophrenia
that
doesn't create a
Muhammad
book
had
like the Quran.
schizophrenia,
Can I
you'd be
have
really
this
surprised.
conversation with King?
Yes,
Wasn't
go
it
on.
built
Go
on
Yes,
someone
come on.
else's book?
Rider,
What
go
do you
on.
mean it won't create a book like that? It was built on someone else's book. Sorry,
I'm
everybody.
saying
Go on.
schizophrenia doesn't create a book like the Quran. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, Lone Rider was
Yes, but it's built off of another person's religion.
And he was
Yes,
illiterate
and
as well. That's the funniest thing, that
Okay.
Muhammad was
hold
illiterate
on,
as well.
please.
and
We
that's
can
why
tell.
Lone Rider wants to speak, please.
There are three
that's why
main
what I
things
will
I want to
advise
address
all of
from
Hold
you.
on,
what
King
King
Solomon,
was
please.
saying.
Good. Let's
Come on.
Solomon, be quiet.
Three
go
things
on,
that I
Lone
will
Rider.
address from King, from what King was saying. First thing that you mentioned that, oh, you guys only bring up the negative part of the Quran. So that's a confession that the Quran has negative part of it. Thank you for saying that. It felt so good that it came from a Muslim, not for a kafir like me.
I
I'm not
did
done.
not say
That's
that.
point number one. You said that, everybody did hear it.
No,
Yes,
I
I
did not
heard
say
you.
that.
Thank you
I
so
did
much.
not
I
say
Be
heard
that.
you.
I
Focus
quiet,
said
on you.
please, King Solomon. Let him finish.
Second, you
and to
said
answer,
that
yes.
you will answer. You will answer after I'm done. You will respond to my points. The second point that you mentioned is that before something will happen, or when it happens, a verse of the Quran will be revealed. You are totally correct. That's why I would love for you to answer me a question. Why a lot of stuff that have been revealed in the Quran, it was beneficial to your prophet, to Muhammad. For example, when he saw Zainab, the wife of his adoptive son, and he got turned on by her, a verse came down to tell him that, oh, when Zayd will divorce her, you're gonna marry her. It's totally okay for you. And also, adoption is forbidden because of that. The third thing that you said is that the evidence of him being a prophet is actually when the Jews and the Christians came and asked him about questions that no one will have an answer for. He answered.
Lone
That
Rider,
shows that
something
he's
is up with your audio just now. Can you take this last point again?
Okay, I'm gonna repeat my last point. So my last point was when he said that the Christians and the Jews came and asked the Prophet Muhammad some questions that no regular man would know the answer for, except for a prophet, and he gave them the answer. I can tell you that the answer that he gave, they were BS answers, and they were not even answers. Not at all. They asked him about what's his name? Yeah, about Dhul Qarnayn, that famous great leader that actually conquered the world. That most historians say that probably will be Alexander the Great, and he did not give an answer. They asked him about the myth and the legend of the 7 sleeping boys in the cave. These are Jews asking him about something in Judaism, and he gave an answer from Christianity. mind blowing. And the third answer was like, what is the soul? And he said that the only one who knows what is the soul, it's God. سيسألونك عن الروح قل علمها عند الله or عند ربي or something like that. This is what happened. Those was not answers. And why you would not tell them that actually that the prophet said to these 3 Jews who asked him this question that I'm gonna give you an answer the next morning. And he was running away for 10 days like Central Dawa. Answer. Go ahead. You have the mic.
Okay. First of all, what I was saying about when you say, I said, you people bring only the negative part. I said, I don't say so. What I said was, you just bring a short verse of the Quran while you don't bring the whole context. The Quran, if you want to understand the Quran, here is it's talking about whole story. So you just cannot go and quote the story in the middle or the last ending just to bring that part, and you want to make your point on it and say that the Quran say you have to kill it, you have to kill it. It doesn't say so. That's what I mean. You bring the negative part. I mean, you bring just the part that you want to bring so that you can have a discussion on it. Okay? That is the point that I was saying, that you bring the negative part. That's my first point. The second point is use what I mean about the Quran. Sometimes people will come and ask Muhammad. I don't mean Jews. I don't say Jews. I mean the people of the book. People of the book. They could be Jews. They could be Christian. They could be anybody else. You know, the Quran was given as a revelation to Muhammad, and it was not based on like what will happen tomorrow or what will happen day after tomorrow. It is Allah that decides what He will reveal to Muhammad. Muhammad does not decide what Allah will reveal to him. And he doesn't have a choice. He just will tell the message to the people that Allah command him to do so. And what is the other point, please? Can you remind me?
So I think you answered about the first point and the third point. The second point, why everything that was revealed in the Quran had something beneficial to Muhammad, like following Muhammad's desire.
The attraction to
Why
Zainab, the attraction to Zainab, the attraction
Yeah,
to
his
Zainab, and the
attraction
fact that
to
he
Zainab.
would.
First of all, let me explain this. When you say everything that was revealed in the Quran was beneficial to Muhammad, the war is beneficial to Muhammad?
I gave you a specific exhibit, an example, which is Zainab bin
Yes,
Jahsh.
but there are also things that was revealed to him that are not favorable to him. So that question is totally wrong. That's why I asked you, war is favorable to him.
Can you answer the question that relates to Zainab, please? Can you answer the question that relates to Zainab? Because you're not answering the point, King Solomon. You're deflecting again.
Okay.
Just answer the question that relates to Zainab, the attraction to Zainab and the divorce of Zainab. Please.
Can I come?
Yeah, just answer that question. Don't deflect.
No. Yeah, let me just come. The question is everything. Everything in English is everything. Everything that was
but they made a specific. They related.
Yeah,
no. You do this all the time, and we haven't got time to waste because other people want to ask some questions. I want to ask some questions, so please do us a favor and just answer the question that relates to that question. Thank you so much.
Everybody listening, did he say everything revealed in Quran? I'm just asking.
He specifically said he did specifically say in relation to the attraction to Zainab. Yeah. So can you answer the question that relates to that? Please, let's not jump around here. Let's not do all this mental gymnastics. Just answer the question, please.
I have to answer the question the way you like it.
Yeah, please, because they made a reference to Zainab and the attraction to Zainab. So if you could just answer that question, then we can all kind of move forward. Thank you so much.
Okay, let me. What he is explaining, what he is asking about Zainab is Zainab was this Walid was a adopted son of Muhammad, and then he got married to a woman that he divorced, and then it was allowed for Muhammad to marry him by Allah's command. Okay, So I don't get the point, because what Allah explained in the Quran, that in the Quran it was Zaid was not his own son, he was not his born son. So he was allowed to marry the woman, and it was ordered in the Quran that the people that we adopt should not take our surname. It should not call Zaid bin Muhammad. They should not call him the son of Muhammad, because he was not a son of Muhammad. He was the adopted son of Muhammad that everybody knows. So that was his question. But what he said is everything revealed in Quran is in favor of Muhammad, and that is not true. There are so many things revealed in Quran that are in not favor of Muhammad, like wars and like things that he don't like, and he have to do it. Like when he was ordered to leave his own home and go ask a refuge outside of the Medina. So the question here, everything was revealed in Quran is in favor of Muhammad, is not correct.
But the reason why he left his home was because he was trying to preach to another group of people and trying to enforce them to take on his religion. So it's not completely correct what you're saying there, is it?
Let me come there. You know, before Muhammad left to, can I come? Before Muhammad left Medina, his home to Medina, do you know that his companion, he has told group of his companion to go out of the Makkah, to go out of the Arabian Peninsula, because they were prostituted all over, and he told them to go to Habasa. Told them to go to Africa because there was a king
What
there.
What was the reason for them being persecuted? What was the reason for them being persecuted? What was the reason?
Because of only serving a God that they love to serve, only believing on what they believe. Because they believe a message, they don't fight, they don't kill. The only reason they were running for their life is because they believe on what Muhammad is preaching.
Okay.
I'll tell you why they persecuted him. I'll tell you why they persecuted him. Can I tell you why?
Just 1 second, Kareem.
I would provide a better explanation.
Just 1 second.
Yes.
No, Kareem, listen, Kareem, can I just say that before, when we asked you for an explanation...
Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Hold on, please. Okay, so I was listening to the gentleman. It's okay. I was listening to the gentleman talking about how the prophet wanted, I don't know, there was this thing about his adopted son's wife. Right? Now, what you guys are trying to make us understand. Oh, honest, let me mute you, honest. Okay. So the Quran was given to the prophet over a period of time. And Allah would send down verses to the prophet, through the angel to the prophet. And then along comes this adopted son's wife, the issue of the adopted son's wife. You are telling us that your God was so invested in people's private affairs, right? This woman and your prophet, that Allah was looking up there, and it bothered Allah so much. Allah now says, you know what? Go down there and go and tell him, yeah. He can marry that girl. Like, are we being serious here? Are we being Wait, I'm really just grown adults.
Are you asking a question, or you are explaining? What is the point?
No, I'm not asking a question.
What is the point here? I don't understand the point.
Maybe if you mute yourself, you will understand my point. And my point is, what kind of God panders to the sexual desires of his prophet? His prophet has eyes on his adopted son's wife. And Allah thinks, right, okay, here we go. Let's go and give verses to him. It is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke. And I don't believe that grown adults actually believe this shit.
Sister, you don't understand the verse.
Oh, no,
The
no, no.
question
You
was
don't have to
asked.
say
The guy did not understand. The guy did not ask. Bring
It's a
any verse
perverted
here.
God. Look, listen, just
he-
accept the fact. Accept the
no,
fact that your God
you are
your God Allah has perverted
you know,
tendencies.
before
Your
you
God Allah has
explain something,
perverted
you have to
tendencies.
understand it.
No,
You
no, I'm
know,
not trying to
he was
understand.
happy for a child. He was
Okay.
happy for a child to be married at 6 years old. He condoned that, and he's also condoning the fact that that a prophet can actually have an attraction to his son-in-law's wife or partner. So at the ending of the day, your God, it has tendencies of being very sexually perverted.
Let me tell you that.
Wait, King.
Send these verses down. Go on, Lone Rider. My goodness.
First of all, like, if you want to, can you give us the morals and like the wisdom of لما قضى زيد منها وطر زوجناك إياه? Can you? And by the way,
In which
I would love to
where are
mention
you
something
bringing
that
the?
you did not
Can
explain
I
everything about the situation of Zaid and Zainab. Because if
But
you want to, I
you
can
just
give you the full story with the details, but go ahead.
verse. Can you tell us where are you taking that verse from? Where when which
لما
surah?
قضى زيد منها وطر زوجناك, it's in, if I remember correctly, I know it's chapter 33. Surah Al-Ahzab.
Yeah, but you said the prophet was attracted to her, right?
What?
Where did you bring the source? You said that the prophet was attracted to her.
Literally,
That's what I am trying to.
Wait. Karim. What we're gonna do right now is that you understand Arabic? Yes or no?
Yeah, بفهم عربي.
MashaAllah.
انت من
Let's go
وين؟
to Surah. من المغرب أنا. Let's go to Surah. Okay, give me a second. One second, King Solomon. Please. I would love to remember which verse it is.
I have the verse up. It doesn't say the prophet was attracted to her.
Okay. Which verse again? Remind me, please.
It's in Surah Al-Ahzab, but let me give you the exact.
64, something like that.
Where is it?
And also, King Solomon, there was another question about the answers that the prophet gave to the Christians and the Jews. You still haven't answered that question. So do you want to, while let's say looking for the passage, do you want to answer that question, but answer the question? Don't give us a story.
Because he doesn't bring a full question. He doesn't bring a full question.
Thank you, Abu Lahab. It's 33-37. It says, I'm gonna read it in Arabic first. وَإِذْ تَقُولُ لِلَّذِي أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَأَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِ أمسك عليك زوجك واتق الله وتخفى في نفسك ما الله مبديه وتخشى الناس والله أحق أن تخشاه فلما قضى زيد منها وطرا زوجناكها لكي لا يكون على المؤمنين حرج في أزواج أدعيائهم إذا قضوا منهن وطرا وكان أمر الله مفعولا. In English, 33-37 says, and remember, O Muhammad, when you said to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and fear Allah, while you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose, and you feared the people, while Allah has more right that you fear Him. So when Zayd had no longer any need for her, we married her to you in order that there are not be upon the believers any discomfort concerning the wives of their claimed sons when they no longer have need of them, and ever is the command of Allah accomplished. So, Karim, I don't know if you take by the tafsir or no. I don't know if you take by the Sunnah, the Hadith, and the Sirah Nabawiyya Sharifa. But actually, when you're gonna open the tafsir of Ibn Kathir of this verse, it's gonna start telling you what's the story. The story is that the Prophet used to go to Zayd's house.
أنت كنت مسلم من قبل؟
Yeah.
Okay.
And when the Prophet
what made you leave
one day
Islam?
went okay, that's another question for
Yeah, but not yeah, Kareem, if we could just stick to what the question is. Thank you so much.
So when the Prophet actually visited Zayd's house that day and Zayd was not home, he joined like with no problem. And what did he see? We have multiple narrations. A narration says that she was not dressed properly. She was at home doing her house chores. Another narration says no, she was like wearing properly, but some wind took off her skirt away. It was kind of a Marilyn Monroe situation. Depends, whatever. The point is that the Prophet saw her and he said something. He said, Subhana mubaddil al-qulub. And she heard him. He fell in love with her, with his son's wife. What happened is that when Zayd came home, Zaynab told him about it. And Zayd went to the Prophet and he told him, if you like her, I will divorce her and you can marry her. Then what did the Prophet say? No, don't divorce her and marry her. Then the verse was revealed. This first part of the verse was revealed. وَإِذْ تَقُولُ لِلَّذِي أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَأَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِ أَمْسِكْ عَلَيْكَ زَوْجَكَ وَاتَّقِ اللَّهَ وَتُخْفِي فِي نَفْسِكَ مَا اللَّهُ مُبْدِيهِ. In English, and when you say to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and fear Allah while you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose. So this is why this first part was revealed, because Zayd came to the Prophet and he told him, Ya Rasulullah, if you love Zainab and you want to marry her, I will divorce her for you. And the Prophet said, no, keep your wife, fear Allah. The Prophet wanted to do such a thing, but he hid it.
But they had problems in
Okay.
their marriage, Zayd and Zaynab.
I'm not done. No, they never had
Divorced out
problem.
of problems.
They were loving each other. They were like happily married until
No, they were not happily married.
the Prophet came.
They were
How do you
happily
know they
married.
were not happily married? Please tell us, Dr. Phil, how they were not happily married.
Okay. Okay, just wait. I'm just gonna get a source, right? Keep talking, and I'll
Okay. When you're gonna bring a source, I'm gonna finish what I was saying.
Yeah,
So Zayd did not divorce her, but something happened. This something that happened will show you that Allah has nothing better to do except getting in the business of the private parts of Muhammad. What happened is whenever Zayd wanted to touch his wife, his little man is now working. Can you imagine that? Imagine that the creator of the universe.
Where do you
left
take that from?
everything. It's literally in the seerah, literally in the tafsir, literally in open. Okay, I'm gonna give you a reference, so you will open it and you will look for it. Open Sirat al-A'lam wal-Nubala. Zayd ibn Haritha.
Sorry.
And who read that book?
Okay, let me look for the scholar. It is a famous Sunni book, by the way. Let me look for the scholar's name. I cannot remember. But just let me finish. What else? Oh yeah. So I was saying that imagine that the creator of the universe and everything has nothing better to do except cursing a man to not get his thing up. This is what happened.
Do you remember when you
So-
said Zayd came to the Prophet? Sorry. I'm
Wait a second.
Sorry.
Thank you. So Zayd divorced her. قَدَ زَيْدٌ مِنْهَا وَطَرَ زَوَّجْنَاكَ إِيَّاهَا. As the verse said that when Zayd had nothing else to do with Zainab, you can marry her, O the Prophet. Isn't that something beneficial to the Prophet?
Drop the
Tell me,
mic.
You know how you
Right.
said earlier. You know how you said earlier that Zayd came to the Prophet and told him, "I'll divorce her." And in the hadith it says in Sahih Muslim book 17.
Kareem, your audio isn't clear. I think you're doing the thing again. You're covering your mic.
Okay. Can you hear me more clearly now?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Sahih Muslim book 17, hadith 4209, it is reported when Zayd complained to the Prophet about his wife, the Prophet said to him, "Keep your wife and fear Allah."
after the fact. That is not before.
Sorry, Hadid, Kareem, are you reading from the Hadid again, the second-hand source that you made an omission to?
Source. Yes, it's a second-hand source again. All of these sayings, all second-hand sources as well. Everything he also said.
Sorry, Lone Rider, would that be correct? Let's just clarify.
We're all arguing.
I was using the tafsir. The tafsir of the Quran.
Which is
what's your point again, Kareem? Can you repeat it?
I'm just saying, like, Zayd complained to the Prophet about his wife. That's
Again, that is after the fact. That is not
That's after the
before.
verse.
No, it says when Zayd complained to the Prophet about his wife, the Prophet said to him, keep your wife and fear Allah. That's what
That is
exactly.
after.
That's after the verse.
I don't know why it's difficult for you to understand what's happening
But
here.
why is the Prophet saying, why would the Prophet respond to him, keep your wife and fear Allah?
Keep your wife after when
Because
he
that's
already
the
divorced
point of the verse. I'll explain it to you. The Prophet went to his son's house, saw his wife. He had feelings for her, and the wife knew as well. When the son came home, the wife informed him of what happened, and that's when the problem started.
Yep. One of the problems
where
that
are you
actually
reading that
started
from?
between the both of them is that he could not actually perform.
Abu Lahab, are you also an ex-Muslim?
No, I'm not.
Okay, just out here, yeah, just like, yeah. You know, there's a verse in the Quran about Abu Lahab.
Yeah, I know. Why do you
It's
think
a
I know
beautiful
it's Abu
chapter,
Lahab?
not just
Oh,
a verse.
is it to symbolize it? Yeah.
Yes.
And also, Karim, don't you think that it is so childish that actually the creator of the universe gonna reveal a whole chapter just like to curse a mere mortal and his wife?
One man. The creator has to curse one man.
The Quran talk about many
Right.
men, not only one
While
man.
we're searching for whatever verses, in Solomon, 1 second. You guys have been speaking for a sec. I just need to say something. In the comments, Grandmaster, Mr. Obsessed Boy, you said atheists speaking about morality is building a sand castle on absolute thin air. Here's the thing. Because I refuse to believe in your make-believe God, I suddenly don't have morals. Think about it. That's all I ask. If whenever I speak to someone, all I ask is think critically. Does that make any sense? Because I don't believe in your make-believe God. I'm suddenly lacking in morals. I don't need a religion founded. I don't want to speak, but anyways, I don't really need a religion plagiarized from other religions to tell me what is good, what is right, how to be empathetic as a human being, how to be kind to other people, how to not unalive strangers because they don't share my belief, how to not unalive anybody because I have justifiable reason in my head. I don't need a religion to tell me that. Okay. I don't need to wait for my imam or my preacher, my church leader to tell me what is right or wrong. I'm a human being with my faculties correct. I can see a suffering child and know I need to help. I can see a suffering people. They don't need to be my skin color. They don't need to be anything. I can help. So your moral debate is absolutely stupid. It's so unfounded because I don't share the same belief. I'm suddenly immoral. Go to bed. Take several seats.
Lone Rider. Lilliput, so do you think Islam emphasizes to unalive strangers? That's what you just said. Well, you said religion, so I'm not sure if you mean
strangers.
Yeah, she said unalive. That's what she said. Does Islam emphasize unaliving strangers? That's what she said. I find that a bit funny.
Well, I guess it's so funny. What you mean?
I don't know. That's what she said. I'm the same boat as you.
But even if it's unaliving strangers, that Allah is happy for his own people to be unalived. The
Allah
people that
is
he has
happy.
created, he is happy for them
Oh my
to
God.
unalive them. At the same time, your Allah went over to Africa, you know, where you people were seeking refuge, and you know, your God Allah was condoning the fact that the non-believers should be unalived. So, you know, again, your God is depicting themselves as a brutal and bloodthirsty God.
All right, I've got a question for you. Okay. I've just got a question for you. If someone comes and starts killing your people, yeah, starts torturing
It
you,
makes no
will you
difference.
not
It
defend?
makes no
It does
difference.
make a
The fact
difference.
is,
It
the
gives
fact is, the
justification. It
fact
gives
is,
justification.
if your God, if you call
damn,
it a
woman.
God, and a God is supposed to have morals, and they are giving you commandments, thou shalt not kill, then that should resonate and stand for everybody. You don't choose a certain group of people and then decide that it's okay for you to unalive them. That is wrong. That's morally wrong.
The only thing
That's
you're
not
doing,
out of
the only
context.
thing you're
It's
doing,
morally
the only thing
wrong.
you're doing.
It is morally wrong, Kareem. It is morally wrong.
1 second.
It's not morally wrong to defend yourself. No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
But it was more.
No, it's
You're
not.
saying it's not morally. Hold on. You're saying it's not morally wrong to defend yourself, but your God Allah went to Africa, or you guys went to seek refuge in Africa, and you thought it was okay. You thought it was okay to be unaliving the Africans and to further
We
to
did
that
not
to
think
enslave
that
them.
was okay.
And
We
then
did
you're
not think
telling
that
us
was
that that's
okay.
morally correct, is it?
A lot of the Prophet's companions were black, and he loved them and cherished them.
Name two. Name
Oh,
two.
please.
Bilal
Oh,
ibn
please.
Rabah.
Name two.
I'll name another one. Just give me a second.
You hear this? A lot of the Prophet's companions were black. Name two. You can only name one. Bilal.
That's like saying I'm not a racist because I've got. That's like saying I'm not a racist because I've got black friends.
The irony is that Bilal was a slave.
Usama ibn Zayd. Barakah.
The irony is that Bilal was a slave.
Sa'id ibn Jubair. Wahshi ibn Harb. Mihjan ibn Saleh. That's six
do you
people.
know?
Six
Okay,
people
okay. Wait. Stop.
of African descent. Yes, specifically.
Stop.
West.
Please tell them the story of Wahshi and how the Prophet did not accept his repentance. Go ahead.
I don't know
tell
what
them.
she is. I'll be honest. Just Prophet's companions.
You don't even know.
I
And
just
you're
saw
talking about something you don't even know. Yes, it's actually
I
something.
do. I know. You asked him about the Prophet Black's names, the Black companions.
Yeah, but
I know
Wahshi
the
killed
story of
Hamza, the
Wahshi.
Prophet's uncle.
Wahshi killed Hamza.
Keep it TikTok friendly. Say
Did not
unalive,
Wahshi
don't say
kill Hamza, the
K-I-L-L.
Prophet's uncle?
Don't say the K word. Say unalive, please.
Okay.
Yeah, unalive.
I'm sorry,
Thank
guys.
you,
Does that
Lone
actually
Rider.
get you banned? Does that actually get you banned?
Yeah, it will get you banned.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
That word's
It will
even,
trigger
it's not
words.
even that bad.
Well, stop using it. Just stop using it.
Obviously,
Just
I'll
stop
stop
using
using it. Obviously, sorry, it's just how I've had it.
So listen,
Okay.
Kareem, I only have like few minutes left before I have to go to sleep. I have work early tomorrow
Same.
morning. So just like
Same.
bear with me for a bit and don't interrupt me. I have something to say because I want to respond to you. As Honest said about like naming black companions of the Prophet, it's similar for a Karen that will say, "Oh, I'm not racist because I have a black neighbor." You see, it's literally the same. It's totally the same if somebody gonna say, "Oh, I'm not homophobic because my best friend is gay." Doesn't make any
But
sense.
what do you mean about that? Can you tell
I'm
me
not done.
Jesus' black friends and
Please,
other
I'm
prophets?
not done. I'm not done.
But Wahshi killed the Prophet's uncle at the Battle of Uhud. Then he
Unalive. Say
converted.
unalive.
Unalive.
Say
Sorry,
unalive. Yes,
Wahshi
Wahshi did. Wahshi did
And guys, can you not
unalive
interrupt? Stop interrupting Lone Rider. Just stop interrupting Lone Rider. Let him just finish and land his point. So just put yourself on mute now. I'm going to put myself on mute. Put yourself on mute now. Thank you.
The story was that Wahshi was a slave from a place called Al-Habasha, which is nowadays Ethiopia, and he was well known about his accuracy. If he aims at something, he will shoot and actually get his target. He was that good at aiming. So Hind bint Utbah, she was actually the one that caught him, and she asked him to unalive the Prophet's uncle Hamza ibn Abi Talib in the Battle of Uhud. And she said that I will free you and give you your weight in silver. So that was a good deal. I'll do it. He did it. He was like seeking Hamza out during the battle. He was not paying attention to anyone. And the moment he laid an eye on him, he threw his spear at him. Boom, he's dead. So what happened after he was freed and few years went by, he accepted Islam and he wanted to give bay'ah, to swear allegiance to the Prophet. The Prophet did not even look at him, and he said, take him out, take him away. If the Prophet knew that Wahshi was coming to him before knowing that he was a Muslim, he would actually call and ask for him to be unalived and to be assassinated. But he's a Muslim now, he cannot do such a thing.
The
So
Prophet
what happened is
ordered
that
to see
actually
Wahshi.
the Prophet ordered to a lot of people to be assassinated. Stop. So afterwards, he never, Wahshi never met the Prophet. The Prophet never accepted and agreed to meet him. Wahshi was living as a second-class citizen in a Muslim community as a Muslim.
Well, just because he didn't meet the Prophet.
Not just because he did not meet the Prophet. I'm just
But
keeping it short, bro.
Kareem, can you stop? Kareem, can you just silence yourself? Just mute and let Lone Rider finish.
And
Carry on, please.
this is actually not just because he did not meet the Prophet. That's why he was living as a second-class citizen. This is coming from him. Again, I'm gonna quote the book of Sir al-Anbar Sir al-A'lam wal-Nubala, that he said this from him. Also, Umar ibn al-Khattab give the exact same testimony. You know Umar, right? And we know how Umar is. Even the Prophet said, if there will be another Prophet after me, it will be Umar.
It would be Umar ibn Khattab.
Yeah, so Umar would not lie if he said that this person was not living a good life under the Islamic law. And now I'm gonna address my last point, and pretty much as my best friend Ice Spice said, la crème de la crème. People have the right to defend themselves. Totally agree with you. You have the right to defend yourself, and I'm gonna defend your right about defending yourself. But in Islam, it's not about defending, it's about attacking first. The concept of jihad is about two things, and I'm talking about fighting jihad. The fighting jihad is divided to two parts: defensive jihad and offensive jihad. Jihad al-talab wa jihad al-dafa'. Jihad al-dafa' is the defensive one. Jihad al-talab is the offensive one. You attack. Even the definition of it, according to the scholars, they say that the offensive jihad, you ask your enemy in his own home. تطلب العدو في عقر داره. This is what it says. According to what? According to chapter 9, verse 5. فإن سلخت الأشهر الحرم فاقتلوا المشركين حيث وجدتموهم. When the sacred months are over, unalive the polytheists and wherever you find them. This is actually what Islam is. How Islam reached North Africa and all Africa? It was through war. Who attacked first? Did the Amazigh people attack the Muslims first, or the Muslims attacked first?
But why are not Muslims doing that still? Why are we are not attacking everywhere to conquer the world? And remember, we are more than 1 billion. We are 1 billion Muslim.
Yeah, King, I'm speaking. According to the fiqh of jihad, according to fiqh al-jihad, it says that if the Muslims are in a position of power, they have, and it is ordered, and it is an obligation for them to do offensive jihad. If you want to do that, first of all, where is the Islamic State? Do we have an Islamic State nowadays? We don't. Do we have a Khalifa? We don't. Do we have the power and the weapons and the equipments to actually challenge the USA, Israel, Germany, France, Spain? We don't.
You are using the word we. Are you a Muslim?
Can you leave? Can Solomon, I've said it before. Can you just silence yourself and let Lone Rider finish? Okay? Thank you.
He's
Put
using
yourself on
we
mute. Can
as
you guys
if
put
he is a
yourself
Muslim.
on mute? I don't care. Put yourself on mute and let Lone Rider finish. Okay? That was the agreement.
I'm using the word we because I'm a human being living in Earth in 2024. So yeah, we as humans, we don't have an Islamic state. When we did have an Islamic state back in 2013 to 2019 in Syria and Iraq under the name of Daesh,
Don't say ISIS.
ISIS.
ISIS is not Islamic State.
Don't
Please,
say
please.
that word. Don't say that word.
Kareem, can you silence yourself? Kareem, can you both silence yourself? What don't you guys understand? Just let Lone Rider finish. They've got bed to go to and they've got work in the morning. So can you silence yourself? Silence yourself. Put yourself on mute.
Not like I was in Morocco for 2 years.
King, put yourself on mute. King, put yourself on mute. King, put yourself on mute.
Stop being aggressive, please. Okay.
When we had,
Harry,
when
yeah,
we
well
had
then put yourself on mute.
When we had actually an Islamic state back in 2013 in Syria and Iraq, and they had the necessities and the equipment for them to do offensive jihad, the first thing they did, they conquered Iraq. They conquered the Yazidi lands and they unalived a lot of people. They took a lot of women and girls into slavery. They burned, threw off buildings. They implemented Sharia law in Syria and Iraq. This is actually a fraction of what Muhammad did. Simple. Again, give any Islamic country the power and give them a Khalifa and give them the nuclear weapons and give them everything they need. The first thing they will do is offensive jihad. Again, the order is very clear.
Has nukes.
فإذا
Pakistan has nukes.
انسلخت
Why haven't they nuked
الأشهر
everyone?
الحرم فاقتلوا
Kareem, can
المشركين
you
حيث
mute
وجدتموهم.
yourself? Oh gosh.
One sec. Kareem and King Solomon, we'll come to you in a sec. I think Lone Rider is wrapped up. I think he's
I did wrap up. Abu Lahab here can actually
Can I
finish the
address your
job.
point?
No, Kareem, can you just let them finish? Just be respectful and just let them finish. Just let them finish.
One sec, honest. One sec. So Lone Rider made quite a number of points. I think it's fair for Kareem or King Solomon to respond to a couple and then we'll take Abu Lahab. Go on.
He said if you give one Muslim nation an army, nukes, all that capability, they will do the same thing as, can I say the word Daesh in English? Lone Rider?
Just say on alive. Just say on alive. Gosh.
No. It's not about killing. It's not about. It's not about unaliving.
Just say Daesh. We know what Daesh is.
Yeah, but they don't know what Daesh is. Daesh is
Say the Black Flag or say ISIS.
Daesh is ISIS in Iraq and Syria. He said if you give a country nuclear capability, army, all of that, Pakistan has nukes and they have an army. I mean, why haven't they just bombed everyone? Why haven't they acted like ISIS? Because ISIS was funded by the Americans, and everyone knows that.
I'll tell you why.
And you know it was funded by the Americans. Like Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was chosen by the CIA themselves. They tried to put us down, bro. And you know this, bro. You know this, bro. You know this.
It is in all over the media. It is a proof of everybody know that in the world today, this ISIS you mean, they are not even a Muslim.
They are not.
They were a group created and sponsored by the other governments.
Are you takfiring them? Is that what you're doing?
It is.
They
it is all over the media. They have proof
that word, bro.
in all over. We are talking about proofs. There are proofs in all over the media that these people. Go ahead.
Just give me a second. One of the moderators, can you drop Kareem and bring him back again so the live would not be dropped? You've been saying the K word a lot. Yeah.
Lily Pod.
Yeah, Lily.
Thank you, Don Ryder.
Yeah. So this is what I just want to say, and also Pakistan, they don't have a Khalifa. They are not following Sharia law. They are just Muslim by name. Also, I totally agree with Karim. We know for a fact that the black flag was created and founded by the USA. I'm not gonna deny that. But the funniest thing ever is that also I'm gonna leave this question and go to bed. What did ISIS did that the Prophet did not do?
That's a good question.
Killing millions of people.
Good question.
Hey, you just came back up.
First
Just
of all,
done it again. Just drop him.
ISIS was sponsored by USA, and the
they killed
Prophet was not
Muslims.
sponsored by USA.
Can you say
No.
the word on the live? Because now it's starting to sound intentional, Kareem, because you keep doing the same thing and
Yeah,
everybody
on the
else is correcting themselves apart from you.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
Okay,
so
the perfect answer to him, the last question is ISIS was sponsored by USA, and the Prophet is not.
okay,
So
that is
that's
not
it.
an answer. That is not an answer to the question. His question was, what did they do that the Prophet didn't do? The sponsor
Because what they
is irrelevant.
what they do was done by purpose, because they were sponsored to do something, and
Again-
Prophet was not sponsored.
Again,
because
the question is not difficult. What did they do that the Prophet did not do? That's an easy question to answer if there is a difference, right?
what did they do? What did Prophet did not do?
Yes.
The Prophet has come with his message, and they did not come with message.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna put it to you in simpler terms. If
You come.
Hold on.
You have to come.
Sometimes you have
My
to
friend,
listen.
my friend.
Because you're not getting the question. You have to listen. If I come, I went to work today. I had lunch and I came home. I went to the store and came back home. You went to work. You had lunch. You then went to the gym, and then you came home. If I said, what did I do that you didn't do, you'd be able to say, well, I went to the gym and you didn't. Now, when I ask you what the Prophet do that the ISIS did not do, all you're saying is that one was funded by the Americans.
Perfectly.
Can I come? They kill women and they kill women.
No,
and
don't use that word.
They
On the live, Abu.
yes, they
on
on a live women and killing that Prophet Muhammad did not.
Oh,
is that
okay.
answer your question?
No, but that's false though. So we can go and check if Muhammad unalived women and children. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right.
Bring me some proofs.
Okay. Mhm. So
Hi everyone. I just want to say keep tapping the screen. Keep the live going. Thank you.
okay. So when the Prophet was doing his offensive jihad, when he was doing the night raids, right? And the companions went to him and asked, "Oh Prophet, what about the women and children who are being unalived by the night raids?" What did he say?
Where are you quoting that from?
From the hadith. He says they are from them.
Hadith. Can we know the hadith?
Yes, I can give you several. You can go
no,
to
the code from which book?
I'm giving it to you. You need to listen better because you just like to talk without listening. Okay, so you can go to Sahih Muslim 1745C. That's one. You can also go to Sunan Ibn Majah 2840. You can go to Miskat al-Masabi. This is Miskat al-Masabi 5901. And there are others.
Can we hear what the Sahih Muslim say? Can we hear what the Sahih Muslim say?
Okay, Sahih Muslim says, we asked, what about the children? says, let me start from the beginning. Narrated Sab Jathama, that the Prophet, peace be upon him, asked, what about the children of the polities unalive by the cavalry during the night raid? He said, they are from them.
That's it.
Well, that's the one inside Muslim, yes.
What is the context there? So I don't understand.
Again, it's clear. They were doing night raids. They were raiding other tribes at night, doing jihad. What happened is when they raided at night, sometimes women and children get unalive during the attack. So that was a concern for the companions. They asked the Prophet about it. His response was, they are from them, meaning whatever, it's casualty, it's collateral damage. Now, you said that the Prophet never unalived women and children. He didn't do it by his own hands, but he was.
There's many hadith.
And that's what I mean exactly.
Oh, you want to see him doing it by his own hands? That's the only way it comes?
Well, what he says is, what did they do, what the Prophet did not? And the Prophet did not. Do you confirm that he did?
Well, all right. Well, let's look at it. The leader of
what
IS,
was the question then?
The leader of IS, what he did was commanded for women and children to be unalive. The Prophet did the same thing.
He never did
the
that.
Prophet command. The Prophet command. Where did he command to do so?
Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, the Messenger of Allah forbade the killing of women and children. I can give you that.
Bro,
I can
it's
give you this
difficult
exact
to stop using that word. How long have you been on TikTok?
Thing is, because I'm just reading it, that's why.
No, I read it and I was able to not do it.
I have to get used to it, okay? I'm sorry. But there's many hadith saying that Prophet saying that women and children should not be unalive.
That's great, but I'm just giving you an example. I have other hadiths too, where basically when the Prophet were shooting what do you call it? Catapults. You know what catapult is, right?
Of course.
So when you shoot a catapult, can you guarantee that no women and children are unalive?
No, you can't guarantee that.
Okay. So then again, that's another way in which he unalive women and children, because he's the leader.
He shot catapults at soldiers.
No, at the towns, at the villages.
Are you talking like siege? Like siege?
Yes, siege. Yeah. All right. I'll give you another example. When they went to siege Banu Qurayza, and the Prophet they finally surrendered. The order from the Prophet was to carry out the judgment as determined by one man. And the judgment was everyone who has grown pubic hair among the men were to be unalive. Anyone who has not grown pubic hair, then they were to be spared. So even the children, as long as they have pubic hair, they were to be unalive. That's another example. The Prophet did unalive women and children. So you have to choose something else. You can't use that one.
Let me tell you one thing.
Guys, I'm gonna go now. So have a good
when
night.
the Muslim go to fight, they did not unalive people that surrender. And what you said here, they have already surrendered.
They did not unalive people that was surrender?
Once you surrender, you surrender, they did not unalive you.
Who said that? Who said that?
No, what I mean, once in the Islamic war, once they get soldiers, when they surrender, they capture them. So, they capture you as slaves. They don't unalive you.
No, they did unalive the people of Banu Qurayza.
All of them. Where are you taking that from?
Are you really a Muslim, or you just like Islam? Which is it?
Because you are just bringing, you are just taking
You've never
things
heard
from fake information. That's why.
Have you heard of Banu Qurayza before?
I know about Many Cross.
I've been meaning.
I learned about Islam, but you are just bringing fake information. That's why I said no. Some of them you are reading, but they are not correct information, bro.
So if I was to show you it from a hadith, would that make a difference?
If you can show me, or you just quote it from wherever.
All right.
One sec. Real quick. Quick question for King Solomon. You said you're Gambian. Are you from the Gambia? You are from the Gambia. Okay. Go on. Finish, and then I have a question relating to how the religion got to you in the Gambia.
What do you mean? Just give me the question. What should I finish?
Oh, you were conversing with Abu Lahab just now about the.
Abu Lahab is just bringing some fake information. And what is difficult about the debating here?
He's been speaking from the hadith.
No, I'm going to need an apology from him when I bring the hadith.
Bring the hadith?
No, I will. But you don't know your religion, but that's all right.
And what I want to understand here, the context is what? You are just anti-Islamic and you just...
No context matters in this one, right? Because you said it never happened, and I'm going to show you that it happened. So the context does not matter.
Bring it.
Okay.
Bring it. And I hope you will not quote it from some fake newspapers. Just go ismuslim.com and antimuslim.com and go and bring all those things that they say about Islam without any proofs. I can also go and just try to quote something and bring information about things that are not, can say whatever. People that are listening cannot know what I'm saying, if it's true or not, if it's really in Sahih Bukhari or not.
Some of us actually research information that we hear on these conversations. So from both sides, if I hear some argument from, say, an atheist or a Christian, and I hear another thing from a Muslim, I will do my research to figure out, what's the facts, not just personal opinion.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let's look at this hadith. This hadith is in in Jami At-Tirmidhi 1584. Jami At-Tirmidhi. Yes. Okay. So let me read the hadith to you. We were presented to the messenger of Allah on the day of the battle of Qurayza. Whoever had pubic hair was unalive, and whoever did not was left to his way. I was one of those who did not have pubic hair, so I was left to my way. Is that clear enough for you?
Who said that? Because this message, you said I was not. Who said that?
This was narrated by Atia al-Qurayzi.
Huh? That name,
I'm sorry.
never had that name.
You don't know the name anyway, so I don't know why you would ask me. This is the name
did not exist.
All right, this is another one.
The name did not exist, bro.
Okay, this is another hadith.
That's why I don't know it. Yeah.
Sunan an-Nasai, hadith number 3429. This is your books, right? The sons of Qurayza told me they were presented to the messenger of Allah on the day of Qurayza, and whoever among them had reached puberty or grown pubic hair was unalive. And hold on.
Do you know what is hadith? Let me explain. Let me help you. Do you know what is hadith? No, because you are just bringing fake information. Hadith is something said by Muhammad. So you are saying things and said it was narrated by this guy. So it's Muhammad that said that. Do you know what is the meaning of just all the listeners go to internet and search what is the meaning of hadith? No, bro. You have to listen. No. What is the meaning of hadith? Just go Google.
So that I get clarity.
Just go to Google. Yes. Yeah. Just go to Google and search first what is hadith.
Okay. When you were here with the other guy, Karim, right? And the topic of hadiths came up, right?
Yes.
He said it was just like the Bible. It's secondhand eyewitness accounts, but not first eyewitnesses or whatever he said. Something along the line.
No,
So
sister.
it's accounts that give context to the Quran. That's what he said.
Yes, let me explain what I know about hadith, about what I learned about hadith. Hadith is a hadith in Arabic mean a like talking. It's a speech from Muhammad. That's what we call hadith. So if you bring any other story,
Isn't
which
it
is not
about Muhammad, not from?
no,
So it doesn't
no.
have to be from. It's about.
No, it's from. No, it's not about. It's from. You can ask any scholar, Muslim scholar tomorrow, wherever, they will tell you hadith is something that's said by Muhammad. If Muhammad said, if you do this, if you do that, if you do this, is good, that's what we say hadith. So this guy is just telling you stories written about people and telling you hadith. That is not hadith. That's why I'm telling him that he is bringing fake information.
Yeah, but okay. So I've just checked now. It says
because if he don't,
wait 1 second,
yes.
King Solomon, you said something. See, I'm trying to learn from you, and get clarity because why not? You're here. So you said just now hadiths are all from Muhammad, but when I check online, it says no, not all hadiths are from Muhammad. They all speak about him, but not all of them are from him. So amongst it says they are from his companions as well.
This guy is ignorant. He doesn't know his religion, but he's just talking. If you think all hadiths are from Muhammad, then you're not a Muslim. You just like the religion.
Wow.
King Solomon,
So
I've told you what I found because you said we should check it. We should go Google it. I have.
It's easy to prove, right? There's a hadith from Aisha which states her age, how old she was when the Prophet married her. That is not from Muhammad, is it?
All right. I would like to get us back to the topic. Afro, if you're still on, maybe put up the question back on the screen. But yeah, King Solomon, I don't know if you saw the topic before you joined, but we're talking about this religion, or all religions in Africa, right? The Jesus religion, the Allah religion.
No, but you since I joined this live, you are talking about only Islam, and it is ours now.
Yes. So I'm glad you said since you joined. So when you joined, Karim was speaking. Before Karim, there was another speaker. He was Christian. He was something. But yeah, we do have this life. It covers all religions. So everybody comes up here and they think it's their religion being persecuted alone. I promise you, when the Christians are up here, they think it's just them too. Anyways, back to this. You are African. Can you tell us? Can you tell us why Allah is good for Africa? Because I don't think he's good for Africa. But why do you think he's good for Africa? Why do you think he's good for your people?
What do you mean? Why Allah is good for my people?
Allah is an Arabic god. Why is he good for the people of the Gambia?
Allah is a creator of this world, and he brings us revelations about himself to let us know that he exists and he creates us, and he gives us whole lot of information and whole lot of signs for we to worship him. And we know that one day we will all die and we will go to next life where he will test. This life here is a test, and after this life we will face our test. So it's not about Africa, it's about humanity, it's about this whole world. So it's not about Gambia, it's not about wherever you find yourself. As far as you are in this world, you are a human being. Allah is Allah that creates you. So I don't get that question correct. For me, that is a bogus question.
Are you, in all that you've said, you've not said why Allah, this Arabian God, is good for the people of the Gambia.
Allah is not an Arabian God. If you go to Google and search, Jesus Christ speak Aramaic, and in Aramaic, Allah is called Allah. So it's the same word. So it's not an Arabic God.
Okay, what is the language?
Jesus is Arabic. The language is Jesus is called Aramaic. You can
No,
search what is the
forget about
language
that.
of Jesus.
King Solomon,
I am just trying
you
to.
don't
I am trying
listen,
to
so
give you
that's
a
it.
point.
That is one of your flaws.
Yes, I am
You
trying
don't
to give you a
listen.
point. You just said Arabic God, so I am trying to tell you that other prophets use the same name, so it's not an Arabic.
Okay, I'll show you that Allah is an Arabic God, right? You as a Muslim, when you pray, what language do you pray?
I pray in Arabic language.
The book that Allah sent down to you, what language is it in?
It is in Arabic.
When you pray, where do you turn your face to?
I turn my face to where Allah command me to.
Which is?
Which is where it is, Makkah.
Okay, and that is in Saudi Arabia, right?
Okay.
Okay, fine. When you go to heaven, what will be the language of heaven?
When I go to heaven, what will be the language of heaven?
Yes.
Whatever Allah decides so.
No, it's not whatever Allah decide. It's a specific language. What language is it?
Then you also know it.
It is Arabic.
Then you went there before?
I don't have to go there before. You see, your problem is you don't know what's in your books. That's your problem. You just believe the religion without even knowing what it teaches. Everything about your religion is an Arab religion. Yet you're here saying it is not Arabic. You cannot pray.
What you just say is Allah is Arabic word, and I said it is not because
I never said Allah is an Arabic word. That's
you
not,
say you
that
are.
did not come out of my mouth.
I said you say Arabic a God. You say you Arab God.
I said he's an Arab God.
And I told you that people used before this the same name Allah, and they were not Arab.
I didn't mention anything about his name, King Solomon. I didn't say anything about his name.
You say Allah is Arab God.
Yes, is an Arab God.
If people has lived on earth before and they also said Allah and they were not Arabs, why was Allah not Aramaic God? God when they also say Allah?
I'm not sure you're tracking the conversation. I am saying Allah is an Arab God. I gave you 3 different reasons why Allah is an Arab God. You pray in Arabic language, you recite the Quran in Arabic language, you turn your face to Saudi Arabia when you pray. When you leave this world and go to Jannah, you're going to talk in Arabic language. Can you pray to Allah in your language?
Why not?
I'm asking you, can you do it?
It is mentioned in Quran that Allah understands all the language.
I didn't ask you that. Can you pray? Can you do your 5 daily prayers in your language? That's what I ask you.
No, but
you
Allah
have to do it in Arabic,
all the
right?
language.
You have to do it in Arabic, right?
Yes.
And this is not an Arab God.
Well, why do you say it's an Arab God?
I just listed.
Solomon, he's just gone over it again.
Yes, because we pray to Allah, and Allah is not an Arab. Because Allah has spoken to people before, He has spoken to people before, and He in the Quran is mentioned that the people of the book who stick to the truth will go to paradise. If you are a Jew today and you still pray to Allah or your God and you still stick to your religion, true Judaism, if you die, you go to paradise. Why don't you say Allah, their God is a Jews God? And we are still praying to the same God. So Allah is not no, let me finish. You just give me a point. Let me just explain. if you are a Jew and you pray God to you through your language, and you stick to the book of Moses, and you do what exactly Moses preached, you will still go to Jannah. You will still go to paradise. So why would you say that the Allah is the God is a Jewish God?
When you go
Because
to Jannah, when the Jewish man go to Jannah, what language will he speak?
When the Jewish man go to Jannah, what language? What kind of question is that?
I mean, it's a simple question. It's clear. The language of paradise is Arabic. The language of the Quran is Arabic. The language of your prayers is Arabic. When you pray, you face towards Saudi Arabia, which is Arab. There is nothing in there about Gambia. Why is this difficult for you to understand?
Do you know, before Muslim, when we pray, before we did not face our faces to the Saudi Arabia, before we face to Israel. Do you know that? You must also know that as you know Quran so much, you must also know that.
I know before Muhammad was trying to be a Christian, so he tried to face Jerusalem. But the whole fact of the matter is everything about Islam is Arab. Arab. There's nothing about Gambia in there.
And that's why I should not follow Islam.
Well, yes, if you're an African man, why would you follow a religion from the colonizer that is against you?
Colonizer.
Because how did the religion get to you in Gambia?
How did the religion get to us? Do you remember that I said the companion of the prophet went up to Africa before he go back and conquer Mecca? So the religion was already in Africa before he gets some part of Arabic country. Do you know that?
Which religion is that?
Islam.
Prove that.
You remember in the conversation that some companions of the prophet, the prophet has told them to go to Habash. That is Ethiopia today.
They went there to seek refuge. They didn't go there to spread Islam. There was no Islam at that time.
When they were there, what were they? Muslims? Or
there was no Islam at that
they have
time.
converted to Christ. But when they go there, what were they? The group
they
of
were
the companions
refugees.
of the
They
Muslims.
went to seek. Do you understand what it is to seek refuge somewhere?
Yes, but why did they accept them? The guy that accepted them there, what did he tell them? The difference between my religion and your religion is just not more than this line.
The guy that hosted them, they had a different religion, right? They had a different religion, right?
Yes, they had a different religion.
Okay.
But what he told him? What did he told him?
It don't matter what he told him. It was a different religion. It wasn't
my
Islam.
brother, the conversation between me and you is getting difficult because you will not let me
No,
talk.
it's getting difficult because you don't know what you're talking about.
The answer of this, the question of the sister was, how did Islam get to Africa? I am trying to tell you that
How
Islam
did it get to
is
the
already in
Gambia?
Africa. Is already in Africa before you even imagine. Before some part of the Arabic
All right,
countries
wait.
get
I
Islam,
accept
it
that.
was already in
I
Africa.
accept that. How did it get to Gambia?
He get to Gambia. How he get there? I don't know. What's the matter about that? What's the matter about that?
That's the problem, King Solomon. That's the problem. So, if this God is for you, it wouldn't have to come through any sort of violence to you or to your neighbors. It would have come from your own people. It wouldn't have been sent through somebody miles and miles away. Your God should have been able to come to you, King Solomon, to say, listen, this is my word. Hear it. No. Think about it. Your God is all powerful. He should have come to you to say, King Solomon, this is my word. Hear it. These are the ways to live your life. Hear it. And that's it. But it didn't come to you that way, did it?
I don't even get the question, sister. Did God come to everybody personally and talk to them? What do you mean about that?
It came
So that's what I'm
through the
saying.
sword.
If he's God, why can't he come to you? Why did you have to experience some sort of violence or for the word to come to you?
God has created us and give us senses, 5 common senses, and create us human being independently, and then send us a revelation. It is up to us to believe on it or not to refuse the message. He just send you revelation with sciences and tell you how the world work, how he create human being from the womb of the woman, how he create this, how the Big Bang come, how everything, how he create the suns, the moons, and
here's my
he
question.
explain
King Solomon.
everything in the Quran that in
Yeah.
a way that you will know that
Yes.
this is not
So,
human
King
being
Solomon,
described.
I agree. Your claim exists in your book. The claim exists in your book, right? Now, what's the
And
difference
these
with the
are
Christian
fatwa.
God? Wait 1 second. What's the difference with the Christian God? Because they claim that their God created everything as well. And it's also written in their book how creation happened. And the prophets that came, the words that were said from God, they all have similar claims to your claim. So why do you think your one is the one?
We are not saying so. We are not saying our God. There's only one God. Like this is the people that confessing it. What I just said here just a moment ago is that Jesus say Allah. We say Allah. Then we and Jesus are calling on the
Jesus
same
say
God.
Allah? Where?
Do you know that?
Abu Lahab, are you
Go.
aware of this?
I'm aware of
Yes.
the stupid Muslim argument that Jesus say
My
Allah.
sister.
Because,
Okay.
hold on.
Just listen to me. Just listen to me.
Because
Just listen. Can I explain? Can you just let me explain? Just go to Google and Google what was the language of Jesus and how do you call God in that language? And just tell me now.
Oh, so that's just you now inferring, right? Because it's nowhere in the Bible that Jesus ever said Allah.
My sister, what is the language of Jesus? You have to know the language of the Jesus first.
Okay,
You have to know
so
the
now the
language of the
language of the
Jesus first.
person matters. When it was about your God, the language did not matter. Anyways,
let me clear up this
Jesus.
misconception. It's a concept that is pushed by Muslims on the internet, but it is not a good argument. I'm gonna clear it up for you. Don't worry. So
go ahead.
if Jesus existed in the 1st century Palestine as a Jewish man, it is almost certain that the language that he would have spoken is Aramaic. It is Aramaic. Now, the word for God in Aramaic is Elah or Ilaha. That is not Allah. Right?
Ilaha in Arabic is the same word. Any Arabic
wait, I'm getting to
it. Just tell him what is the meaning of Ilah.
Please, I'm getting to it.
I speak Arab also.
Okay, that's great. No, I'm getting to it.
Based on what he's saying now, it means that I've also said Allah because I've said, "Oh God."
Yeah,
you are saying because
yeah, but he's not understanding.
Because
if you just allow me to speak for 30 seconds, it will be clear to you. Again, the word for God in Aramaic is Ilah or Ilaha, or you can even say Allaha, but that is the word for God. Your God name is Allah. The name of the Christian God is Jesus, or it would be Yeshu in Aramaic. It would be Yahuwah or Yahweh in Hebrew. It is not Allah. Your God name is Allah. Now, I'm not talking about the word for God. I'm talking about the name of your God is Allah.
So funny. You are saying the same words and you are saying they are different.
What is the name of your God?
Repeat them?
What is the name of your God,
King
King
Solomon?
What is the name of your God?
Allah.
What is the name? What is the name of the Jewish God?
Allah.
Prove it.
Why would I prove it? It's there.
No, because you're lying.
How did they say
no,
God in
no
Hebrew?
Jewish person would say the name of their God is Allah. As a matter of fact, the Jews don't use the name of their God. They use a substitute name for their God because the name of their God is so holy they don't pronounce it. So instead of using the name, they would use either like Hashem or Adonai.
Okay, I'm not here to respond for the Jews. I can say what,
Yeah,
what I
because you
know
don't
is
know what you're
Admit that
talking
you were
about.
wrong. Can you admit that you were
what
wrong? Because you made an earlier claim. You made an earlier statement that that's the name of the Jewish God, and he just corrected you because you were wrong. It's not the name of the Jewish
he
God.
don't know what he is talking about,
Yeah,
sister.
King
He don't know.
Solomon,
Oh,
he's just
you
corrected
guys,
you.
no.
I
You
know
just, you
this.
guys just, you guys are here just to, just to challenge
King
everything
Solomon,
on
you're being
religion.
disingenuous. Hold on, you're going on mute. You're being disingenuous. You've made claims, and
Don't
those
want me
claims
to
have been
continue. I
disputed.
can just drop.
Those claims have been disputed, and then now you're coming to say they're lies, and we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, don't be disingenuous. Admit that you were wrong. The Jewish God is not called Allah.
the Jewish
But the
God.
Christian God is called Allah.
No,
Did Jesus ever call God to as Allah?
no,
Did he ever call God as Allah?
no, because that's not his name.
Not Elah. Even Elah, he never used Elah.
Elah is a word for God. It's a word. It's like when you say Elah, you're saying God in English. We're not talking about the title God. We're talking about the name. The name of your God is Allah.
Okay, I believe in Allah, and I believe that the name of all the human beings on this earth is their God is Allah. The name of all the
You're being
messengers,
incorrect.
the God of all the messengers is Allah. So you could believe whatever you believe, but that's my belief.
No, you can believe whatever you want, but the facts don't care about what you believe.
No, those are the facts. You can go and check, and you cannot just confuse everybody mind here, and people are listening. They just can go internet and check it and ask people. How did Jesus call God when he was alive?
Jesus would not call God because you don't refer to. I'm talking to God. God is a title. Do you understand that God is a title?
No, God is an existent thing. God is ever living, the Almighty who created Allah.
Do you understand that God is a title, King Solomon?
Yes, I know God is a title, but the God I'm referring to is not a title. Maybe your God that you believe is title. Say, my God, Allah is not a title.
What is the name of your God?
Of a creator.
What is the name of your God?
Allah.
What is the name of your God?
Name of the joke. This is a joke. No problem. You guys can continue.
Yeah, I mean, it is a joke.
Drop off.
It is a joke.
Yes, this is a joke.
Everybody who knows anything about religion knows that the name of the Jewish God is YHWH, which is referred to as the Tetragrammaton, which the Jews don't pronounce the name. They use listen. If you don't listen, you can't learn. They use another name for the name of their God because according to them, it's so holy they're not allowed to say it. So they will say names like Hashem or Adonai. They do not use the name Allah. You're making that up.
Do they say Elohim?
Elohim is a different name. It doesn't mean the name. It is also a title which means God or gods.
Then their God doesn't have name. You mean?
That God, I mean, this guy's not listening. The name is YHWH. That in English we call it Yahweh.
King Solomon, you're not listening. This is the problem. You're not listening to have a conversation. You just want to say what you want to say.
Yes, I just what I want to say is my belief here on this life is you guys just come here, attack religions without knowing facts, and you bring whatever you just.
You don't even know your own religion.
You don't exactly.
No, I know my religion.
Your own religion. You're here.
I know.
Wait. You've made claims,
I
right?
know my
and there's been
religions.
calls to prove. There's been calls to prove those claims. You haven't been able to prove any claims. When people on the other side make claims about your book, they're able to quote the verses that it's come from, the scripture that it's come from, and then you just go around it.
But you know what is so difficult, sister. You know what is so difficult to have a conversation with people that have the content. What is the purpose of this life? You are trying to convince Muslims to come out of.
I'll answer you. hold on, I'll answer you. You were asking about it, right? The purpose of this live, before Afro went to sleep, it was on the screen, and before you joined, we were talking about it actively. God, the whole God thing, from Jesus to Allah to whichever God, has no place in Africa, and that's what we're discussing, right? And people were on here, people joined the panel to talk about their beliefs, because I don't have a belief in any God, and I think it's harmful that the belief was forced on Africans, right? And that's what we're talking about. So you've come on to defend your religion, same as Kareem, but then you all make a mess of it, and you all just want to keep regurgitating the same things you've heard over and over again.
Okay, can I say
You're
something?
so afraid because they've used fear to keep you guys, stuck in the same loop of thought. You're so afraid to question anything. Sometimes read the scripture and actually question it. Does this make sense? If you can hear my parrots again.
Okay. Can I just say something?
Never
If
mind.
if I know that I would not have waste my time here on this life, because what I see is it is very difficult to convince people like you that are. Because what you are saying before the religion in Africa, whatever you said the religion has bring in Africa was already in Africa before the religion. Slavery, fight, or on life in whatever. So that doesn't come in Africa with religion. It just those are just fake claims. Go to African history.
I want to bring up something that wasn't in Africa before your religion came, right? So you're Gambian, I'm Nigerian, right? In Nigeria, till this day, there's certain parts of the north where people get unalived for the most basic disagreements regarding the religion. Somebody, an elderly woman, got unalived. You can go check this out if you want. She got unalived at her store because she's of a Christian faith, and she didn't want somebody praying next to her that wasn't of the same faith. Something of the sort, and she got unalived. There's another instance. See, there's many. You can go check on it. That
Can I just give you a short answer to that? Can I just give you a short answer to that? Before the religion come to Nigeria, our people not doing sacrifice, juju things before. They do not unalive people to do those things.
Fantastic. They
so
are still.
what different it does do?
One second.
So
They're still doing
what the
that.
claim
They're
here
still doing
is
that
yes.
till date, right? They're still
And
doing
our
that till
religion
date,
forbid that,
right?
and our religion forbid that. So maybe our religion is a safe
Yes,
for
but your
the
religion
part
does
that
not
part of
forbid.
Nigeria
No, but your
that
religion does not
unalive
forbid
and unalive.
unaliving people based on their beliefs. I'm going to ask you a quick question, King Solomon. What is the fate of somebody who says, "Listen, I used to believe in this religion, but I don't want to believe anymore"?
You don't mean I
Say
believe
about
this
that.
religion. I don't want to believe it
Somebody
anymore.
was left Islam and tell everybody that I no longer follow Islam. It is a false religion. What according to your religion should happen to that person?
You know what, according to my religion, must happen in many parts of this world are not happening. Do you also talking about that?
No, what according to your religion, according to your prophet, what should
according
happen
to
that
our religion, it is not when you said by your mouth that you are a Muslim, then you go tomorrow you say I'm not Muslim. It means a practical Muslim, a Muslim that practices Muslim. It was in the religion for long. That's what our religion say. I know you where
Did
you want to get me
understand the
from.
question before you answered it? The question is somebody who
must be
used to be a
eliminated.
Muslim. See, you don't listen, you only talk. Somebody who used to be a Muslim and have now left Islam and say, I don't believe it anymore, and say it is a false religion. Under your religion, what should happen to that person?
It is called munafik. It must be eliminated, get out of the people before he just infects everybody with his munafik.
He should be unalive, right? He should be unalive, right?
Yeah, yes, eliminate. Yeah.
Was that in
That's
Africa
what the
before
religion
Islam?
said.
Was that in Africa before Islam?
They are a sacrifice, in Africa
I
before
didn't
Islam.
ask about sacrifice. I asked you a specific question.
The same thing in Africa. It's the same thing, bro. Our people just unalive people in Africa based on nothing before religion. So you are not
He's just a
giving.
liar.
So
He's
that
just
means
a
your
liar.
religion is not any better. By your
You know
arguments, your
African
religion
history
is
as
not
we
any
know.
better.
He's not. He's
You
lying.
know,
He's not telling the truth.
we know. Okay, you just can't say whatever you believe, but that's not what I'm
So
saying.
King
People are
Solomon,
listening.
1 second.
It's also
King
happening
Solomon,
in Africa
King
before.
Solomon,
Our
King,
people used to
King
sell
Solomon,
our
if
own
you
people to
have,
slave
oh my
trades
God,
before the religion.
oh my God.
Yeah, the people of the
It
Gambia
is
used to do that. Yeah.
yeah. It is your own people that caught your own people and sell them to slave trade. But that's
Yeah,
before
they
religion.
sell them to the Arabs. They sell them to the Arabs, your slave masters.
And Arabs sell them to the
King Solomon, I have a question. Please, let's
the
think
Arab
about this
sell to
together.
Arab, even your own
If
people
your
in
relative,
Africa,
one
our own
second,
African people were
He's asking you a question.
1 second. If your own relative, somebody you're close to, comes to you to say, listen, I'm having doubts. I think I want to take a step back from the religion. Do you agree with what your holy text says to do? You said to stop them from infecting others. Do you think it's right? Your close relative.
You will let me to answer. My religion say if you steal, they have to cut your hands. But did they cut people's hands in your country who are
Yes.
Muslims?
Yeah.
Do you know how many today should have been one hand today?
They do cut people's hands in Nigeria, yes.
Yes,
okay. They do cut
Afro.
people's hands in Nigeria. Then Nigeria
Yeah.
has a Islamic State.
Yeah,
I didn't
maybe
know that.
change the
Nigeria is
screen
an
back to the question.
Nigeria is an Islam. I didn't know that Nigeria is an Islamic state. So Nigeria become all Muslim. All Nigeria.
No, Nigeria has 12 states.
So based on which
You're
law
not
are they
listening,
cutting people's
Afro.
hands
He
in
just
Nigeria?
talks.
Sharia law. Sharia law.
If Nigeria doesn't have Sharia law, how can you people cut people's hands in Nigeria based on Sharia law?
This guy talking about.
What are you talking about?
Pictures.
He talks, but he
What are you
doesn't
talking
listen.
about?
There's pictures of
Guys, I have a
that has been chopped off.
He talks, but he doesn't listen. He doesn't know anything, but he just talks. And he doesn't answer questions.
Right. I was going to say, because he kept making the arguments that all of these things existed before his religion. Listen, if you think there's no difference between right now and what used to happen before the religion, then why do we need the religion? If people are still getting unalived unfairly or for any reason, then what's the difference with you and the barbaric times that existed before, the so-called barbaric times that existed before? There's no difference. People still practice horrible things. Sorry, go on, Abdullah.
No, I was saying, he talks about people getting sacrificed, but the religion only came and made it worse, because now what happened is that you can't change your religion. If you become a Muslim, you have to remain a Muslim for the rest of your life, whether you want to or not. Because if you don't, then the punishment is you lose your life. So it makes it worse. It adds an additional negative upon whatever was there.
It's absolutely crazy.
Hi, Afro. Can you change the screen back to the question?
Which question? Really, me that I'm planning to go to bed.
That's fine then. That's fine. Rio, if you came up, it's fine. It's fine. Rio, if you came up to say hello to you too. The live is about to go. Rio has been crying in the comments and has asked me to change careers.
Rio,
give him a few minutes to express himself. Why so pressed? It doesn't seem that he has much to say now.
He hasn't got much to say. Exactly. Just keyboard warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now he hasn't got anything to say. Okay. Rio.
All right, Afro. Thanks for having me on. I'm gonna go now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night, Afro.
Good night.
Billy,
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.